Hello, everybody! Woo! Welcome to our fun little pre-Gen Con one-shot, The Workshop Watches. How are you doing, everyone? Thank you so much for joining this very last-minute put-together game. Thanks to Jennings Brower and all these lovely creators for organizing this and coming to the table today. Super appreciate it. Also, I was informed even before we started that we are in the middle of a crazy hype subscription train here on the Dicecream Sandwich Twitch channel. So thank you all so much for that. Shout outs to Cinerex, Game Raider Girl, Amethyst, Ari, Midnight Sin X9, bit support from supportive Spub. Hope I'm saying that right. Woodsy Games, Admithron 190, Forbidden Library. God, all of you, thank you so very much. That's very, very nice of you. But yeah, we are playing one of my favorite one-shots of all time. It's called The Workshop Watches, written by Leo Barello. Hope I'm not butchering that, Leo. So we're going to have a great time, and I'm so stoked to be playing with these creators. One I have played with before in a legendary one-shot that I got to play with Quincy called Balthazar Job at the beginning of 2020, which kind of kicked off this whole crazy journey that we're kind of doing this weekend. So stoked to have you back, Quincy, and amazingly get to welcome 3 brand new creators over to the D&D world over here. Some doing it for the very first time. Some who have played, maybe a few years ago with 3D, someone who's just recently got a D&D and is playing a campaign. So super stoked for you guys to get here and play with us today. So like we said, guys, this is a preview of some of the wacky vibes and craziness that you'll be able to see at Gen Con this year, coming in just 3 or 4 days, which is just around the corner. We were so graciously invited to take part at Gen Con this year, one of the biggest TTRPG sort of role-play game fantasy conventions there is there in North America. And I'm going to be DMing 3 games total, one of the games of which will have some of the creators that you see in this very game. So super excited to be running that with you all. And yeah, we have 3 games coming up. Thursday at noon is Beyond the Realms live stream. That's my Twitch campaign that we've been playing with a year and a half with some awesome creators over there. So that's Thursday at noon on the main stage. Then we got 2 shows on the second stage. One on Friday is the D&D TikTok one-shot with One-Shot Quester, Sarah's Coffee, Arcane Anthems, TPK Corso, Markea McCarthy, and That Great Gentleman. And then on the Saturday game, 8 p.m., we are going to have Jennings Brower, Quincy's Tavern, BB Merrill, and a couple of special guest, soon-to-be-announced players, because a couple, unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, could not make it. So Shays Aiden, Whipped Jack, we love you. We hope that we can bring you to an awesome con sometime very, very soon. And last but certainly not least, our best boy, Cole, Lightbox Gnome, will also be attending that game. So super, super stoked to see you all in just a couple days. Like, I'm meeting friends and people I've only been playing with on the internet and I've never even seen live. So it's going to be, I think, quite the celebration of just celebrating this game, the whole world behind it, and just getting to see creators that I've been following for quite some time and interacting with and seeing in person. So cannot wait. But enough of me. Let me introduce you now to these amazing people who have chosen to waste 4 hours of their day with me. We'll start with Jennings Brower. Just state your name, what kind of character you're playing, and we'll just go from there.
What's good, you guys? On my Twitch stream, hello everybody. My name is Jennings Brower. If you guys don't know me already, I am a male tiefling and I'm a fighter, both in real life and in this game.
Damn.
I'm very excited to play with these guys.
Awesome. And Quincy.
Hi, I'm Quincy.
Next. And you're playing...
I'll be playing Quincy, level 3 Artificer half elf. So I'm really excited for this one.
There you go. I'm excited for you to play Artificer. I think last time you played a rogue?
Played a bard, but this one I'm really excited for. Yeah.
Ooh, spicy.
Yeah.
And then Jackie.
Hi everyone, my name is Jackie Ilana Chan. I'll be playing Mingling Mogui, a Tiefling Ranger, level 3.
Yeah. And then last but certainly not least, Shane.
Hi, I'm Shane Wally, and I'm going to be playing a character named Azathoth, and it is, I'm going to hope I'm pronouncing this right, Aasimir Wizard, level 3, and very charismatic.
As you can tell. Yeah. All right. Well, with all that out of the way, everyone, we've introduced the players. I did my jargon. Now there's nothing else left to do except kick back, stretch the legs, crack the knuckles, get your favorite drink of choice as we dive into the workshop watches.
Dun, dun, dun.
Where's the drum roll sound effect when you need it?
Wow.
Oh, wait. Cannot forget. Add the music. I'm prepared.
It's very important to have the music.
Everyone back to ones. Put your scripts away. All right. This is not improv at all. This is all scripted and we prepared. Okay. So back to... Let's dive into tonight's one shot. The workshop watches. The crunching of wood wheels hitting gravel and rock starts to enter into your eardrums as the smooth, freshly cut grass of the fields of Neverwinter begin to leave your senses. The mountainous terrain you've just entered is becoming more prevalent as the air begins to feel thinner, the air cooler, and the sound of wildlife coming alive all around you. Normally, your party is used to trekking on foot, but when Amari Bhakti, wealthy human noble known for hiring adventurers for very eccentric jobs, offered your guild not only an interesting gig, but a fair payday, plus transportation to your final destination in style. The offer was hard to refuse. Amari Bhakti is widely known as an investor in the arcane. He knows wizards, earns a lot of coin, and he's looking to dominate the market of magical resources to earn a cut of that same pay. Amari recently funded a very capable mage by the name of Illumar the Bright. He had a plan to create an arcane workshop powered by what he calls assistive magic, expecting that the mages would create an intricate system of spells woven together using spells like Unseen Servant and similar magic. The last time Amari heard from Illumar was through the casting of the Sending spell 3 weeks ago. Illumar said that the work he had to show off could not be brought down from the mountain. Amari would have to make the climb to see it, and the noble hadn't heard back from Illumar since, and he's worried. What Amari has asked of you is simple: to check in on the facility, which is built into a nearby mountain range. Find out the progress of this operation and report back any interesting findings back to Amari. He's offered you 400 gold pieces each for any information, with the promise of more gold if you return with any recovered research. As these thoughts are kind of going through your head, suddenly the wood wheels of this fine coach you are in screeches to a halt. And a voice shouts out to you. "We arrived, masters! Watch your step, and may the gods be with you." Snaps those sort of leather straps to the horses as you step down from the velvet steps of the carriage. One at a time, your foot fall onto rock and sort of sparsely dried grass. As you all, the four of you, step out on this sort of less traveled rocky path, big patch of forest in front of you with a sort of winding trail blocked by brush and wood. Over that sort of patch of forest, you see a huge mountain going very, very high up. You yourselves are pretty high in altitude. The air is a bit thin. It's a little bit hard to breathe, but you've been in these ranges before. You're pretty good. And as we look around to our current party, I'm going to go around and have you describe what your characters' names are and what they look like. So, Jennings, why don't you start us off?
So my character's name is Lucifer. He's a tiefling with red skin, black hair, and gold eyes.
Awesome. What are you wearing?
So I am wearing a very fine jacket, very slicked back hair, and I have 2 hand axes and a rapier. That's my weapons.
Awesome. All right. And we'll go over to Jackie.
Mingling Mogui is a 6'2" tiefling ranger. She has red skin and dark purple hair. She wears chainmail and has 2 short swords strapped to her waist.
Amazing. That's the best voice ever.
So good.
Is also very deathly afraid of Baba Yaga. All right. Moving on, we'll go over to Quincy.
Quincy is pretty much wearing all black right now. He's got like a black leather vest on, kind of like bracered up on gauntlets. He's got his backpack on and everything. He's got kind of like in his pockets. He's got like stuff dangling down on him. Yeah, he's got like his little crossbow kind of strapped to his side, and he's ready for this.
Amazing. And then, of course, last and again, certainly at least, Shane, what's your character name? What do they look like?
Azathil is a tall, soft-looking male with long blonde hair that looks to bounce with every step. They stand tall, but they look very gentle, welcoming almost. Their blue eyes nearly replicate the sky. Their skin is also softly sun-kissed, but glow warmly. They're dressed in gold-trimmed robes that hung their frame before billowing outwards, finally dressed in a hardened near-metal garment across their chests.
Mwah, chef's kiss. That was great, Chef. Okay, so as the party has stepped out of the carriage, you just see the wagon kind of turning around, heading back down the way it came down the mountain. Sounds of the wood kind of wrecking against the rocks gets quieter and quieter. And standing before you is a patch of forest, and the mountainside in front of you. What would you all like to do?
Well, I would like to scour the area and kind of just see what is around us, because I didn't bring any food. So I want to see if there's any mushrooms around here real quick.
Okay. Roll a perception check.
All right, I can take that here. Oh, it's a 13.
13. So for you guys, you've been hiking up this trail for a few hours, so you're pretty high up in elevation. Mm-hmm. There's like dried grass and sort of shale rocks all around you. But looking kind of the start of the forest, you do notice a few weeds and a couple of little things sprouting out. You do actually find like a little patch of like 3 or 4 mushrooms with big long stems, kind of thin yellow toad-like hats on them.
Okay, so I'll pick these up. These don't seem poisonous. I'll put them in my bag.
I was going to ask if you want me to do perception check on whether or not they are poisonous.
Okay. I already picked them, so I'll hold them.
Okay, we will roll the dice on that.
I'll be like,
okay,
look at
so for Jackie, you'll actually roll a nature check to determine that one.
That's an 18.
Woo. So looking at them, kind of going through them, they don't seem to have any sort of green or dark bluish spots on them, no sort of patterns to indicate that they would be poisonous or dangerous.
Are they psychedelic?
That they are. These are very rare to the region. You're not really sure what the results will be necessarily. You've heard from various adventurers and other sort of traveling companions that this particular strain of worm-woad mushroom does have kind of psychedelic effects. You've heard tales of some people giving them bad dreams, some people giving like temporary boosts to their abilities, some just getting a giant wart like the size of a golf ball just growing out of their neck. it's kind of hard to determine what they'll do, but they aren't harmful.
Okay, so not truffles. Got it. Thank you.
So what do they look like? Are they harmful? Are they poisonous? Ming.
No, they're not. They may cause some funny dreams, maybe nightmares. I don't suggest eating them. Maybe they'd be useful for people you don't like. But for this party, let's keep it in the bag. Okay, we don't eat those. No.
Before I put them in a bag, I take one, pop the head off, and kind of chew it, just to see what it tastes like.
Mingling looks at you as you do this.
Lucifer rolls his eyes in questioning.
Azabel just stares blankly.
Just run away before you've gone down the path in front of you. You just see Quincy just run over, pick up runes, be like, will these kill me? No, they'll make you see things though. Cool. And just start to chewing them. Roll me a constitution. Quincy.
Oh, that's a 16.
16. Okay. So you start to chew them. They're cold, moist, a little bit rubbery. You kind of like, I'm kind of chewing them for a little bit before you're able to swallow them. But you take one giant gulp, just slides down your throat. Doesn't taste particularly great. Kind of a mashing of like old hay or like some old tea you kind of found in your cupboard like years ago and you haven't looked at the tin since. A bit of a bitterness to it, but you take a giant gulp. Nice. No adverse effects have taken effect yet.
I think you got the wrong mushrooms. I ain't getting nothing out of these.
I might have been mistaken. The ones I know are in the mountains. We're in the mountains, and is there grassland nearby at all?
So right now it's pretty much like a lot of rock. There's like bits, patches of dry grass kind of all around you, kind of like in the Rockies kind of deal. There's this patch of forest that you're directly in front of where the coach kind of dropped you off. And there's a bit of a beaten path going into it, but it looks like it hasn't been traveled through in a while, but there is a path going through the forest that's going to kind of take you to the entrance of this workshop.
Okay. Does anyone have any objections of moving forward now that Quincy has eaten mushroom?
Onward!
Let's go forward.
What happens over the next hour or so to Quincy?
Let's have him not walk behind us.
Okay. We flank Quincy. Okay, I go first. I use my short sword to cut any vines in the way. Quincy, you behind me.
Okay, so venturing forth into the forest then.
Yes.
All right. So at this point, I'm going to have everyone roll free survival checks. This will determine how well you are, how good you do getting through the forest.
22.
Nice. 22.
17.
17.
9.
9.
Of course, the one who took mushrooms is staying alive.
Now who's he standing beside? That's the thing.
You said roll 3 times, right?
Your roll survival check, so you just need to roll once, but it's a group check, so everyone rolls.
16.
16. So more than enough successes to go through, with Ming kind of taking the lead, starts to chop down kind of branches, because again, this path is not very well traveled. You see a bit of a flattened road that's kind of winding and going through, but there's many branches and debris kind of in the way. So Ming, you just start just whacking these branches down, making more of a valuable path. As Quincy is kind of like in the middle over there, or would you say you put him behind you or in front of you?
I put him behind me because
behind you, so he's at the very back.
And I'm standing behind Quincy to make sure that he's walking in a straight line.
He's flanked. It is Ming, it is Quincy, Lucifer, and then say your name again.
Azabel.
Azzy.
So as you're all walking through, Ming, you're just hacking the branches down, make a bit of a clearer path, and it's going pretty well. Like you see where the ground is kind of spinning around to put you more directive. Every now and again, you kind of take a minute, get on your knee, kind of look at the ground, look at any tracks, make sure you're going the right path. And you've got a good sense of direction, so you're going the right way. For you, Lucifer, kind of at the back of the end, making sure nothing's coming behind you. You kind of notice that as you're trekking through, through the path, you start to notice a few branches kind of start to careen down from the nearby trees and are kind of curling down behind you, almost blocking the path behind you as you're walking through, giving you the sense that this forest might be enchanted or magic of any sense, not harmful but anyway, just almost like when you touch that particular plant that it just kind of curls a little bit. You just kind of notice that the environment around you is reacting a little bit. But every so often...
Sorry. So I'm behind him. Am I trapped now in these curling branches?
No, it's not. They're not. You're all fine. They're not like coming down, like surrounding you. You just the branches are just kind of like, just kind of curling just a little bit.
Mingling is fascinated.
Am I, since I'm at the back, able to see this as well?
Somebody poke it with a stick.
Can I do like I don't know if it's the right thing, an observation check to notice these things?
Yeah, you can make a perception or arcana check for that one there.
Let's do arcana.
Yeah, one or the other. And then Lucifer, when you see Quincy in front of you, you're kind of like taking up the back of the lead. You just kind of notice things curling around you, but it's fine. Like, it's okay. But every so often you see Quincy just kind of looking up going, going off track, and you just gotta get his shoulder and put it back. You're like, no, like say it, of course. Quincy, you start to just look around you, and the tree line and the vegetation is just like waving just a little bit. Not too intense, but just
nice.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I got a 17 for arcana.
17. So with the knowledge that you have that you're going to this particular workshop that's very much drenched in the arcane, lots of magical studies going on, you kind of get the sense, kind of looking at the trees and how they're kind of reacting slightly, that this might be just sort of arcane residue from being so close to such a vibrant, source of magic, kind of like nuclear reactor nearby that kind of affects the environment around it.
Okay.
As you get kind of closer to the branches and as they kind of curl down, you kind of look at the leaves of the Douglas fir like trees and just notice like tiny little hint of glitter kind of shimmering through kind of the green leaves a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit weird, but again, not harmful. They're just kind of reacting to your presence just a little bit.
What time of day is it now that we've been hiking?
So when you got dropped off, it's about midday.
Okay.
Sun kind of shining through, a smattering of clouds, a bit of wind kind of picks up, smattering of like orange, brown, tanned leaves from the fall season kind of come through every now and again.
Are we there yet?
So with that strong survival check, nobody strays off the path, nobody gets lost or anything. Again, every so once in a while, Quincy kind of goes off to the right, goes off to the left. You kind of get it by the shoulders, like, okay, no, we're going this way.
Come on, little buddy.
Oh, hi.
Quincy, how you feeling?
I'm great.
Yet? Oh, good. Okay.
Great. Yeah, sure. This is fine.
Even better question, Quincy. What have you seen?
What do I see?
What are you seeing?
A lot. I see sounds.
What color are the sounds?
Brown.
Brown. Oh.
I think those are tree trunks.
Oh.
We are in forest, Quincy.
I thought it was.
Has the terrain changed at all?
Terrain, nope. For the rest of you, it's still the same. It just, some of the branches kind of curling a little bit and kind of moving, swaying as you go through. It takes you about like an hour and a half to kind of get through the forest. It's a bit of a thick vegetation and a little bit, but eventually you do kind of come across the clearing as the forest exit kind of spreads out, and you see this sort of thin stone bridge that connects to this very sort of flush stone mountainous wall. Big drop on either side. You look down, it's probably like a 300-foot drop, kind of this rocky cavern that goes down to this gorge, the smattering of little bits of water and leftover river you can see at the very, very bottom, with leftover logs and the various debris kind of at the very bottom. Like a river was probably coming through here, a water source at one point. But that's what you get at the edge of the tree. What's that?
We're very close to the edge.
Mingling grapples him.
Oh.
No, little one. No, we don't go that way.
Okay.
Sorry, okay. Mommy.
Can Lucifer use thaumaturgy to make his voice boom up to 3 times as loud as normal for 1 minute, just to test the echo?
Yes, you can.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Is that what you say? Do you say amazing or do you say something else?
I said amazing as loud as I can.
All right.
Amazing.
So behind you, with Quincy's sudden surprise, with Lucifer shouting, amazing, 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 amazing. Just this huge guttural megaphone-like sound comes out as he says the word amazing. You could hear the fluttering of various feathered wings as many birds just sort of jettison out of the tree line all around you from this huge boom. A couple pebbles and rocks from the side of the cliff kind of fall down. You kind of wait a minute as the echo kind of reverberates around you, but then slowly dissipates.
Well, call me impressed.
You're loud.
Can I do a perception check on how sturdy the bridge is?
Are you still
Yeah,
holding
you could do perception
So
or
holding him.
perception or investigation check.
Let's see.
So you can either like look around to see like if the bridge is sturdy enough, or you can kind of pinpoint at a specific spot and see something there as well.
So the first option was just like everywhere versus the bridge.
They both kind of do the same thing. It's just there's two checks that kind of do with like looking around and seeing things. For some people, perception or investigation might be a bit higher, so I just leave it up to you.
I'm going to do perception check then.
All right, roll it.
I got 16.
16. So looking at the bridge itself, judging from the outside parts of it, it looks like it's been beaten a bit, probably from weather, atmosphere, that kind of thing. You notice that chunks of it have kind of been taken away from it, coming down to like a V shape from what's original kind of solid rectangular build. But looking at it, you don't notice any cracks or any breakdown
Frays
in the
in the rope.
No frays in the rope. It's just a solid stone bridge that's kind of connecting from the mountainous terrain here to sort of the mountainous terrain that the forest is underneath your feet.
I don't know if this is a thing, but is it possible for me to check my knowledge of history on this bridge?
Oh.
Yeah, make a history check.
11.
It's a bridge.
So this
It was made a while ago.
it's old. Yeah, so you kind of looking at the structure, there's a few kind of designs almost worked into the stone itself. It's kind of hard to see and get any detail from it because it looks like the stone bridge is really, really old, like it's been here for a very, very long time. This sort of spot itself seems a bit covert, out of the way. So its origins, who built it, why it's here, it's hard to kind of determine. You've never really been up in this sort of patch in this mountainside before either, so it's kind of hard to say.
Does anyone want to cross bridge first? I have little one in my arms.
Let's go. Come on. No,
Okay. Oh.
Lucifer,
Ringling wants to cross.
can Lucifer decide to use his agility to try to sprint and or dot across the bridge?
Yeah, so if you want to run, you can just double dash and try to get there quickly. You could try to jump if you like. It's about a 15-20 foot bridge across.
Oh, let's jump. Let's run and jump.
All right, so if you want to jump, make me an athletics check. Athletics would be better than acrobatics.
A 12.
12. So let's say this first. In which order are we going? Is someone going
it was a
first,
12
second,
plus 5, so a 17.
17.
Oh,
Even better.
nice.
So let me determine this. Who is going first? Do you guys want to go in a straight line? Is everyone just kind of going together? How do you want to do this?
Quincy's no
Or you
longer in
wanna
my
go
hand, so.
Yeah, I think Lucifer is going first, and then Mingling's trying to walk across as he just like sprints.
And
Yeah.
I'll take up the rear.
Okay.
Okay. So as the rest of you are kind of like, do you want to go first? Quincy's like, just go, just run, just do it. Lucifer goes, all right.
Okay.
Takes like a step back. The horns kind of like this little like small reddish glow kind of goes off and just almost Neo in the Matrix just jumps up super high, slow down, superhero landing, one hand down, one hand up. Makes it a one fell swoop over to the other side.
It's not too bad, guys.
Quincy's furiously clapping in Mingling's arms as she's walking across. She's like, no, we're not doing that.
All right, so Lucifer is the first one over, made it over successfully. Who's next?
What's that?
I'm walking across the bridge with Quincy.
Oh, holding with Quincy? Okay. Two of you start to walk over.
I'm not complaining.
Quincy, can you roll me a D100?
Oh, no.
So this is on your, either if you're rolling with physical dice or on the D&D Beyond sheet.
Yeah, I got this. Here we go. Alrighty.
Oh, no.
That's a 20.
20.
That's 20. This is fine. This is fine. What's gonna happen?
20 is good. Oh, wait. Out of 100.
Start to walk across the bridge with Ming kind of carrying around your shoulder as you're kind of like walking together. And suddenly, Ming, you start walking and you're stopped. Can't seem to go forward as you're holding Quincy. You're like, why are we what are we stopping? And Quincy, you look down at your feet and your ankles, almost up to midway shins, have just sunk into the bridge like quicksand.
Uh-oh.
And you can't move, and you appear to be stuck.
I appear to be stuck.
But Ming, when you look down at Quincy's feet, his feet are just smack dab in the, like, on top of the stone bridge, like all of you. Quincy, you look down at your feet, that waviness sort of takes hold, and this reverberation of your feet, almost like the stone kind of mixing in like quicksand, enters into your mind. This is the effect of the mushrooms, but you think it's real. And you're just suddenly not able to move. To you, it looks like your like half of your feet up to your half of your shin is stuck in some sort of stone-like quicksand.
Oh.
And you believe it.
Okay.
Come on, Quincy. What are you doing?
I'm
No,
stuck.
you're fine.
Yes, do you not see this thing? I'm literally stuck.
No, just take step forward. Take step forward.
Pull me up. Pick me up.
Pick him up.
Make a strength check.
No. Oh my
I
god.
have been carrying him for some time.
Mingling very strong. That is not fun.
You cannot pick Quincy up to save your life. You're like moving him for someone the stature seems very stout and just like refuses to move. You don't know how someone could be so dense. You're like, God. And with a nat 1, with you trying to pick him up, you notice that your feet are starting to kind of slip with the stony rock underneath you. I need you to make a quick dexterity saving throw. With that ultimate failure. So for nat 1s, for everyone watching, for Jennings as well, for everyone who's new to D&D, nat 1, some DMs will treat it as just like, oh, you failed. And some DMs, this guy, like to treat nat 1 and put a tiny little smattering for an ultimate failure. So, what was your result?
11.
Oh, no.
You are trying to pick up Quincy so hard. Lucifer, you're on the other end watching this, kind of arms crossed, like, come on, let's go. Shane, you're kind of behind them at this point, at the other end of the bridge, being like, what are you doing? Suddenly you see him kind of slip back and like, whoa, and like almost careen over the end. But then you quickly grab onto Quincy's shoulders, them being so sturdy, and you hang on for just a quick second. But Lucifer, what are you gonna say?
Can Lucifer fasten a lasso with his rope that's 50 feet long and throw it to try to wrap it around Quincy?
Yeah, so with your rope, you kind of take out your rope out of your bag, make an attack roll. So this would be you trying to sort of lasso it and throw it at Quincy to see if you hit him with it.
Come on, Lucy, hit me.
Where is it?
Oh, so sorry. Just roll a d20, just a straight d20.
I knew that. 15.
15. Quincy, what is your AC?
My AC, 13.
13. So one fell swoop. You're like, hold on, I think I can do this. Get some rope, lasso Quincy around, tightens around him. Now, Lucifer, make a strength check.
Oh. 11.
You can't move him. He is planted and stuck there. Now, for these kind of skill challenges here, if someone were to help Ming, like Shane, for example, if you wanted to help Ming, like push Quincy and try to get him to move, you would give Ming advantage, or you both could make the strength check. Or Ming, you could help Quincy and give Jennings advantage on the check too by pulling.
So I want to walk over there, but before I do, can I do a perception check of my surrounding area quickly?
Yeah, for sure. What are you looking for specifically?
I'm just looking to see if this is like a setup in some sense, like if something's going on.
Yeah, go for it.
So which one did I hit? Perception?
Yep. So you just hit that on the modifier on your sheet.
12.
So yeah,
you're looking
around. This doesn't appear to be like trapped or some kind of alarm spell of any kind. It's just simply Quincy ate a strange magical shroom and is tripping balls, and for some reason has given him the ability to have the heaviest feet in human history.
Okay, so I'm gonna make my way over to them and see if I can help maneuver this situation.
Okay, so as you go over to Ming, with all three of you doing this, the rope, everything, I'll either you can all make a strength check to make this pass, or one of you can do it at advantage. I'll leave that up to you. Some of you may be stronger than others.
Who's the strongest?
I have a +3 modifier.
I also have a +3 modifier.
I have +2.
I got a 0.
So for Lucifer or Ming being more the stronger ones out of the party, one of you would probably want to do it at advantage just so you can have that higher chance. But since Jackie, you've had a chance, maybe Shane could get a strength check in there as well. So Shane, you'll make a roll to strength, and Lucifer make one at advantage.
One an advantage.
So just at the strength modifier at the top of the sheet, just hit that mod.
I got 12.
Lucky number 12.
Oh, so you want me just to hit the +3?
So for advantage means you roll it twice, and then you take the higher of the two.
Of course, I knew that. An 18.
There you go. DC 15 check on that one. So with Shane and Ming just pushing and shoulder checking behind Quincy, and him just standing there and be like, I don't know why you taking so
Doing great.
Here we go. Come on. It's doing great. Come on.
Cuddle party!
Come on, you guys!
Asimar Wizard just running behind you. Arms outstretched with one final heave. Lucifer, you pull Quincy out of his sort of shroom stupor, and he just comes careening, flying towards you, and smashes kind of on the floor as you catch him onto you.
I got you, buddy.
That knocked me out of whatever I was on?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
So you said you felt nothing, huh?
What happened? No, what happened?
Oh my goodness.
Listen, I take back what I said about wanting to watch what happened.
Why are y'all sweaty?
Oh, nothing much really just happened.
Oh. Well, let's go. Come on.
Let me just take my lasso from around your shoulders real quick. Put that
Just keeping you safe.
Don't mind what that was for. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Okay. I'll just pick up my bag and keep walking.
All right.
Don't need any more mushrooms, please.
Huh? What mushrooms?
Oh, no.
Oh goodness.
Can I roll a perception check to see if Quincy has any of his memories from the past hour or since he had his mushroom?
You won't have to roll for that, Quincy. You don't lose your memories or anything like that. It was just kind of this momentary trip with the shroom. The shroom experience give you this sort of enhancement, this temporary enhancement for a second.
Enhancement.
That gave you a sense of wild magic, if you had to put a name to it.
Ooh.
Can Mingling do a sleight of hand to steal whatever mushrooms are in his pocket?
Okay, let's see. I think this would be
Deception?
Well, it would be sleight of hand
Sleight of
from
hand.
you against, let's say, dexterity from Quincy or insight. Probably, it's either Quincy. Do you want to do dexterity or insight? Those would be kind of like your
I'll do
surroundings.
insight. I'll do
Okay.
insight.
Okay.
It's not. Mine was 8.
20. No, not raw though.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20? Oh yeah, as Quincy is just kind of like coming back to reality in the sense you kind of noticed like where he kind of put them in his little side pocket. You just kind of ring up and just like bump into him to like make sure you're okay, and just your hand just slightly takes one of them for yourself.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Thanks.
Oh no, it's fine. It's my bad. Let's keep going. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Okay. So, as you are now made it across the bridge, you come to the other side and notice something. The path gives way to an unassuming square entrance carved into the stone of the mountain. Magic runes etched around the doorway glow with a faint blue light that surges as the iron door in front of you comes into view, blocking the way inside. A voice starts to emanate from the door, saying, "Hello.
Hi. Hello.
You are
Mother?
speaking with the structure for assisted magic. Please state your business."
We're looking for someone.
We're here to talk to. We're here to talk to.
I forgot their name.
We
We
forgot
lost
their
their
name.
We are here to meet Amari.
I'm not.
Oh, well done, Nazi.
A player who takes notes. You are my new favorite person.
I'm sorry, I forgot about it, but then I didn't. I start writing now.
It's okay. So you go to him and say, "We're here." A bunch of smattering voices just say, like, "I don't know, who are you here to see again?" I don't know, like, "Amari Bhakti." And then
Thanks,
the voice outside from the inside of the door. "Amari Bhakti. Here for meeting?"
Yes.
A grand meeting.
I
Yeah.
was hoping that he had lunch for us.
Yes.
Always with the stomach.
Yes.
Lunch can be provided. Please step inside. As
Just
that
all
metal
those
door.
high fives to his group.
Is there going to be some water? I would like some water.
And as the metal door in front of you starts to split almost in two different configurations, one horizontally and again vertically, as the runes from outside of this steel door on the mountainside kind of glow brightly as the voice kind of dissipates, and you see the steel door just two panes of steel open up for you. This sort of dry ice, almost wind, kind of evaporates and comes out of the sealed of the doors too. As you look inside, this is where we'll go over to our roll 20 maps, everybody. So on roll 20, if you zoom out there,
How far should we zoom out?
so you should zoom out. It'll, when you enter the site, it'll put you up there pretty close. You just want to zoom out a little bit, so you can do that with your mouse, or there's the little cursor, the plus and minus cursor there that can help you zoom out a bit and configure where you need to see.
It's entirely black for me.
It's entirely
Yeah,
black.
so just keep zooming out more and more and more, and then you'll see a little.
Oh, hello,
patch
people.
There you go.
I see,
How
a
do-
tiny,
okay.
I see a tiny speck in the.
Hey, I see
Yeah.
my
So
face.
then zoom on that spot there, and you'll be able to see it pretty well.
Wait, what are we clicking on? I'm so confused.
So on roll 20, do you have your roll 20 map up?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you're on the page there, it's kind of black because it starts out zoomed in.
Mm-hmm.
Just start zooming out as far as you can. You'll start to see a little space that's visible to you, and then you can zoom in on that visible space, and it'll become wider.
Ah. Fancy.
I see a table.
Yeah, you should be seeing a table with assorted food on there.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know if I'm clicking the right thing.
In the black space, it's over on the left-hand side.
Okay.
So if you use the scroll bar on the bottom, it should show like a little speck, and then you have to slowly zoom in and adjust.
Oh, hang on. Let me see. Where is... I'm trying to figure out how to
Technology.
scroll left.
Oh, with your left click, you can click at it and you'll see a hand gesture. You just pull that way, and you pull the top left, right, top left.
Very fun.
Fancy.
It's a pants.
All right, Quincy, have you? Can you see it now?
I am working on it.
Okay, no problem.
At first, I thought, did I mess up? I can't see anything here.
No, it's me. All right, I got it. I think I got it.
Yeah.
Very
Okay.
simple.
So as you enter into this kind of like a combination of stone and metal hallway, there's an empty, long mahogany table in front of you. And that voice again kind of comes into view. Please have some refreshments on me. And then this sort of gold dust kind of sprinkles down from the ceiling, and a huge array of food, all of your favorites, wine, mead, alcohol, turkey, chicken, whatever it is that you most want as food right now, just emanates in front of you as a create food and water spell has been simulated by the structure for assistive magic, otherwise known as SAM.
Lucifer is suspicious.
Does create food and water, is that count as magical food?
Yes, it's kind of magical food, but it's very much tangible and you can eat it.
But is it like food from the Feywild, where if we eat it, then there's like some consequences?
Mm-hmm.
My question is for purified food and drink. It only affects non-magical food.
Oh, yeah. So for this, it's hard to say. Like, it's magical in origin, but once it's kind of created, it becomes like real food.
I'm gonna go for it. So I'm like very suspicious of it. So I'll walk up to the table, kind of just look at everything, and then cast purify food and drink at the center, and kind of just like try to get the whole table purified.
Okay, how do you want to do that?
I'll kind of look at it. I'll walk up, I'll open my bag, and as I kind of just like the food just kind of looks too good. It's too fresh. And so I'll pull out kind of like a pouch that has my own special seasoning in it. And then as I'll take it, I'll go ahead and just kind of dust the entire table with like a salt type of powder that will purify the food and drink.
Okay, so as you go onto the table, again, it's a beautiful arrangement. You can see fresh steam kind of coming off every plate, hot piping, fresh food, water, wine, alcohol, whatever it is that your thing is, it's here. And then you just see Quincy just kind of run over and get on the table. It's dangerous! Just put this powder all over the place on top of all the food, thinking like he's gonna ruin it. Like he's gonna just like put all this dust all over. You're like, wait, no! Like those of you who are hungry, maybe a bit dehydrated, you're kind of like salivating for a bit. And he goes like, ha, I've purified it.
Lily has her arms crossed and nodding. Yes, it's good.
Lucifer shrugs his shoulders and says, good enough for me. Runs over, grabs an entire boar's leg just for himself.
As much as Acido wants to have some of that water, he takes into his mind that our host is not here yet and wants to try and talk with the party, say, should we not wait for our host to be here first and not disrespect them?
Huh? I say it.
Lucifer raised an eyebrow in frustrated understanding.
As much as the water is delicious, and he is stepping closer very, very shyly to this thing. He said again, states, the host is not here. Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh.
Lucifer's mouth starts salivating immensely. Pausing to bite into this boar's leg.
Mingling has vodka in her hands.
As you will wait, and I'm putting like mashed potatoes on here. I'm putting corn. I'm grabbing some biscuits. I'm getting some ribs. This is fine.
Ozzy, are you waiting for Amari or are you waiting for the Sam thing that gave us food? Who are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for Amari because if we're coming here and they were offering food, I thought that it would be best if they're here too to share it with us.
That's a good idea. We'll get started.
Lucifer takes a big bite out of his boar's leg. I'm with Quincy.
As you go in for the bull's leg, it's just juicy, fresh. The skin is crisp. The meat is warm. It kind of goes down the sides of your mouth as you just go head first into this massive bull thigh leg. Shane, as you say that, Like, we should wait for our guest. It was like, yeah, sure. Everyone starts eating. That voice comes out of the walls once more and says, Amari is currently in a meeting. He will be downstairs shortly. Please, enjoy.
With the temptation of that water looking so good, Azazville does place his hand on the goblet that is carrying and brings it to his lips and hesitates for a moment before he starts to drink with the rest of the team.
Okay. You go down, pick up that water. You're a little hesitant. You're looking in this sort of entrance hallway to this grand arcane laboratory workshop. Everything around you still looks fairly neat and clean. It's not dirty. It's not very dusty. There's just fine craftsmanship kind of all along with the architecture inside. You pick up this water and you're just dehydrated. You've been hiking for a while. You take a sniff. Smells very fresh. Take a sip. And it is the freshest drinking water you've probably ever had in your life. Like, we're talking like Fiji level water, not Dasani, not like salt and sugar at the bottom. Like, this is just fresh as it can get.
He pulls the goblet slightly away and just
It's good. Good soup.
before placing it back and drinking as much as he can without any remorse.
As you guys are chowing down on all the food, filling up your bellies and getting, getting your fill, you look around this sort of entrance stone hallway, and you do notice 3 sets of doors.
Ooh.
One to your left,
1,
one to your right,
2.
and a larger double set of doors kind of at the other end of this hallway with 2 kind of cloudy, fogged portcullises inside.
38.
Lucifer takes a pause from his half-eaten boar's leg and says, or decides to check for traps.
Okay, so you want to check for traps kind of in this room or on a particular door?
This room.
Okay, make a perception check.
A 16.
So looking around, again, same thing described as before, you kind of just notice the really nice architecture, the amalgamation of stone, wood, metal. Looks very, very modern in here. But you're looking around for any kind of like maybe slits in the wall or like holes that are kind of ingrained a little bit. Anything that could kind of tip you off as to like, is there anything being pointed at us? Is there anything in the floor that if we press on, it might spring something? But everything around you is really flush, really well made, clean. You don't get the sense of any malintent or any hidden devices in the walls.
He goes back to eating.
Quincy's pouring food in his bag.
Taking
also-
souvenirs.
It's a bag of holding.
Lucifer looks over and sees Quincy doing that, says, once again, great idea. Starts doing the same.
Azatho catches him and pulls out his water skin and starts filling up his bag with water.
All right.
Mingling stuffing his face in her chest plate.
That's what Lucifer's like, I guess this is fine. It's delicious, right? They made it for us somehow. You have to have it. It's orange. It's orange, right? Okay, I'm going to take another one.
Please, enjoy. Have as much as you like. And as you're taking bites and kind of whatever leg you're just about to finish or corn cob you're about to eat, anything you're kind of working on, you're putting down discarded food, you just notice that whatever plate you made empty just comes back to the full
This is
exact
nice.
helping that you had before.
It's nice.
Mingling steps away from the table.
Lucifer asks the group if they are familiar with Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, they died.
Yeah, he did.
Cheide, tell us the story, please, sir.
Oh, so Lucifer's suspicious because in Hansel and Gretel, the witch tried to feed them and feed them and feed them until they were incapacitated with food and things in their bellies so they couldn't defend themselves. So after the first boar's leg, Lucifer decides, you know what? I don't need to be full. That's enough for now.
That's
I
a
become
good
very
story.
wary.
After hearing Lucifer's story, as much as he wants to drink more of the water, he feels he's content with just having the water skin that's there. But he kind of wants to do an Arcana check now just to see because of the story.
Okay. Make an Arcana check.
While he's doing that.
10.
More food.
It's water!
Sorry, Quincy, what did you say there?
No, I'm good. Like while he's doing the Arcana check, I'll be like, I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just start just still eating. Just.
You do you, boo. Shane, as you're looking around, you feel this pulse, almost like this humming heartbeat running through this entire place. It's faint. It was only something like a dog whistle. It's something that, with your sort of wizardry background, that you can kind of only pick up on. And as you look around the room, those glowing blue runes that you saw etched on the stone doorway, you start to look around, and now that you're kind of looking for it, all over the walls, the floor, every part, you can see faint, little translucent runes just all over this place.
Is there one close by to me?
They're kind of everywhere. They're just like all over the walls, like a wallpaper kind of style.
So the Azrael places his goblet down on the table after watching it fill back up. And he looks towards the room to his left and then back to the team and seeing that they're busy. So without saying anything, he just meanders his way over slowly to the wall, and he wants to look at it a little bit more with an investigation on one of the runes that he's noticed.
Yeah, sure. So you can make an investigation check or Arcana check as well for that.
Let's go with another Arcana.
More than 12! More than 12!
Yeah.
Okay, well, what if it is 12?
We'll get there, don't worry.
One day I'll surpass you, number 12. One day.
So looking at the table, as you kind of see almost like lines of code kind of moving back and forth, what languages do you speak?
I speak Abyssal, Celestial, Common, and Primordial.
Cultured.
The runes seem to be the combination of two languages, Abyssal and Primordial.
I also speak Abyssal.
I'm smart. I'm good.
I speak Common.
So looking at this, it's kind of like, seeing phrases or words, but each letter is like from a different language. Like the A is like in a kanji, and then the B is like in a Viking language kind of thing. It seems a little bit messed up and chaotic, but with knowing those two, you kind of pick out kind of what they mean, and just these lines of code kind of going back and forth, and they just say structure for assistive magic, just going back and forth.
So as he sees him going back and forth, he does say, just not under his breath, but just higher, structure for assistive magic.
Lucifer asks, what are you thinking? Is it dangerous?
Is what dangerous?
Nothing as of this moment. Stick with your food.
Okay.
Have more for me, please. Put some water in the bag.
I think you're so nice.
Enjoy yourself.
Thank you. I will.
I'm not sure. Can I do a history check for myself now to see if I have learned any of this in my past?
Sure, yeah, make a history check.
Okay, 18.
Yeah, we did it eventually. So try to check back, like if you've had any experience with something like this. You've dealt with spells that do sort of similar things, like spells that can be assistive, unseen servant, that serve some sort of purpose for like helping someone achieve a task, things like that. But on this grand scale, never seen anything like that in all of your arcane studies and knowledge. The fact that this entity, this thing, is like basically like an AI. It's moving around the house. It's talking to you. It's helping you. It's strange. There's feelings come to you of like, this could be an amazing tool for good. I mean, this in the wrong hands could be devastating.
So in the sense of this knowledge flooding back to me, I get a sense of calm, but also panic. But without wanting to draw any situations to the group yet, I look back to Lucifer and say, I just had a thought that this may be something a little more than what we're expecting. I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm getting this feeling I want to touch this room. So I reach to touch it.
So you go to reach to touch it as you see kind of these scriptures are just kind of moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
You go down, put your hand down the table as one of the runes kind of flies by. You kind of make sure you press your hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Make an Arcana check again.
Yeah. 14.
14. You kind of wait for it. And for the rest of you, you're not seeing these runes fly back and forth. This is something that only the Aasimar is able to kind of see through years of arcane history. And
what are you doing with your hand? What is there a fly in the room?
You could say it's a fly, but it's blue and looks like letters.
I will catch it for you. I kill it.
Please, if you can, because it's moving fast.
As you go to kind of put your hand over the rune, you kind of lightly press your palm to it. It sort of lights up bright blue this time. And the rest of you that were just seeing nothing on that wooden, nice mahogany table, suddenly those runes kind of appear and wind all over the place. And then you hear this lock behind you unlock itself, and the door directly to your left.
Lucifer pauses from making his food tower because he was done eating and was bored to look over to where the sound was coming from.
Yeah.
I look over to see it, and just a very blank look on my face, but inside I'm like, this is interesting. So I remove my hand from the rune and I stand up. And can I do a perception check around the door?
Yes, you can. So just move. You can all move your tokens individually as well, moving around the map. So if you want to move your guy in front of the door there.
Ooh.
Like
Mingling stays by the wall.
Door over here?
It's the left door, this one, right?
This door here, yep.
Okay, so Mingling stays by the wall. She's
I'll go up to the door and do the perception check.
Make a perception check. Looking for traps.
Mingling, sorry.
I'm looking to see if there's anything as of this moment is unlocked. So I don't want to. As much as I touch the handle, I'm intrigued to touch the rune. I'm intrigued again to try and touch this handle because it just seems that things just happen to our touch. So even though I'm doing perception check, my hand is reaching for it at the same time.
Okay.
And I got a 19.
Okay. 19 on that. Sorry, Jennings, what do you want to say?
No, he's already made the action, so it's fine.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's happening. So
what did he say?
We'll never know.
Oh God, I'm gonna die.
Listen, you've already rolled your action, so I've got to see what happens now.
So as you go through and sort of about to touch the door, you kind of just take a quick look around just to make sure, like, is this door trapped? Am I going to get zapped? You kind of just put your hand to the door, and almost like this reactionary effect as you put your hand, as you see those runes kind of matrix-like, like with code kind of going by, sort of light blue outline goes across your hand as you touch the door and open it. You look inside, and you see large stone shelves jut from the walls, almost all of them empty. The tomes that once lined them seem to be scattered across the room, lying on wooden tables, strewn over armchairs, and discarded on the floor. But you do make out a small wooden bookshelf packed with thinner, more innate volumes, and they sit in the corner there. And I'll reveal the room to you here.
So cool.
Seeing these things, I get very excited because I see books. And I really want to go in and see this. But something tells me if I should ask the room if it's okay if I enter.
Okay. What do you want to say?
Hi, room. Thing. I'm hoping that it's okay to go in here. Can I? Well, is that okay?
You kind of wait a minute as Sam's voice reverberates through the walls. Hello, friend. Yes, you may enter the library.
A library, okay. As a spell, and that thing just goes right in.
Okay.
Lucifer.
Those sort of thin, ornate books that we're talking about, they're on this shelf here, just so you know. Sorry,
Okay.
Jennings.
Lucifer cautiously pulls out both hand axes as he walks in behind Az.
Okay.
Mingling lets Quincy go in first before she goes in.
I'm holding up the turkey leg that I got as I walk inside. That's the turkey leg. Just don't mess with me.
I want to look at this bookshelf I'm standing in front of right here and do just a glance to see if I can read anything on the titles of the books, if anything catches my eye.
Okay, so the only books that are left are in this shelf here.
Oh, sorry.
And then the other, there's just tons of books just all over the floor and on the tables there, if anyone else wanted to look at those as well.
Lucifer does a inspection of this table here with these books and scrolls.
Okay.
Using the blades of his axes to turn the pages because he doesn't want to touch them.
Okay, so Lucifer, make me an investigation check. And Shane, you're going to that bookshelf to look at the book that's on there?
Well, I see it, but I'm not sure I want to go there yet. I'm still in awe by the thing, and I'm also awed by the turkey leg. And so I kind of just want to take it and eat it. But it's just, so he does take a step towards. He takes a step towards Quincy, but sees the guard get taken up and just steps back. So I wanted, because I'm seeing these codes. Am I seeing more codes in this room all over still?
Very, very faint. It's just like sort of ingrained in the wall, like around the floors and the walls.
My investigation check came back with a 16. Sorry, 13.
Okay.
13.
13. Okay.
I'm going to move up between the three of them, and I'm going to do an Arcana check to see if I feel anything pulsing in a direction. Like something that may be like drawing me towards it, some form of magic of that sense, because I get this feeling the hum, so I want to see if maybe there's a strong pulse in here as well.
Okay. But going over to Lucifer, going over to one of the books, and you kind of pry it open with your axe there. You look at the book and it seems blank. The used and discarded book seems to contain empty pages at first. But as you kind of take a closer look, you're opening it, you're kind of going through a different page, you see it's empty, and then you kind of take a knee down, look closer. You find really faint traces of ink. Kind of getting the sense that maybe someone possibly drained the ink from these books. It's kind of hard to tell.
Lucifer calls over to Azathoth to take a look, as he's more knowledgeable of books than I am.
My change is brought to Lucifer, and as I'm standing there, do I have to move closer to him, or am I fine where I am?
Sorry, moving closer to Lucifer?
Yeah, he called me over.
Yeah, you can go there, right beside him, up to you.
Okay, so I'll go here. By the way, my Arcana check was 21.
Ooh,
21.
nice.
Okay, so looking around the room, kind of seeing if there's anything pulsing particularly, any parts of the walls, the corners, nothing. It's just that super faint, translucent sort of scripture that's just code-like all over the room and the floor. But for Quincy and Ming, what are you two doing while you're
I believe you showed on the right-hand side of the map that there was like books still kept on the shelf there, right?
Yeah, right where you are.
Okay. I think she wants to do an investigation check of why these books are on the shelf versus everything else being scattered and blank.
Okay, so going over, pick one up, look through it kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. So roll investigation on that. And then Quincy, doing anything or just sort of backing up your friends here?
Quincy's like, while they're doing their things, he's not really interested in the books right now. Loves books, but this is just, there's another thing. I'm gonna let them do it. Quincy's gonna sit down at the table right here, and he's gonna pull out some of his tools, some of his tinkerer's tools, And just to prep, just because we don't know what's going to happen, he's going to start creating his little eldritch cannon.
Okay. To start tinkering. How long does that take?
It says an action.
Just an action to whip it out and have it there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once per
Mingling's investigation was 5.
5. Okay, let's see if I can find a fun little cannon-like token for here. I'm going to give you this.
Harvest snaps. Oh my gosh.
I love those. They're so good.
So that's your little cannon just beside you there, Quincy.
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, look at that.
This is my Reggie, a really epic Gatling gun I invented or engineered. My
I love
REIE.
Yes.
So, Ming, we'll get to you now. As you all see Quincy kind of just taking out sort of parts, almost like a discarded sort of camera tripod. You see this big nozzle come out and then a few legs, and then you see him kind of put together, and then what does your cannon look like specifically?
My cannon has 3 legs. It's got 3 legs on it, and it kind of looks like the head. Its head is like a little, almost like, kind of like a light bulb that's got like cogs and armor around it. But he, on the one side of the light bulb, what's kind of like his singular arm is just his gun. That kind of can like do like a little turret, kind of like goes every different way. It's like a 3-legged spider light bulb head with like a little cannon, and it is going to be out of the 3 types. It will be a flamethrower.
Flamethrower. Okay, so as you see Quincy kind of put this thing out, put it together, says that to you, like, this is its name, this is what it does, and you just kind of stands there for a minute, then you kind of see going.
He's so cute.
But after that, we get to Ming just completing that task there. So you go over to the shelf as you're kind of looking over at Quincy's display of this really nice, ornate, sort of semi-intelligent Eldritch cannon. You see a little bit of a flint and a flame coming out the nozzle. Like, wow, that looks really sweet. You go over to reach for the book, and you go to pull, and you go. Appears to be stuck for a minute. But then you notice that the shelf starts to shake a bit. And you're like, guys, what's happening? And then out of the pages of the book, this long, slimy tongue starts to wrap itself around your wrist and your forearm. You look at the top banister of the shelf. These 6 eyes go start to turn up, and all of a sudden teeth start coming down from underneath the shelf, revealing itself to be a mimic.
Let's go.
A creature that can make itself look like bits of furniture and various household items. I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative.
Let's go.
Yeah, do it.
6.
And the mimic is gonna get a surprise attack on you.
Of course.
Ming.
Wait, why can't I find initiative?
So it should be just at the top of your sheet, near where your AC proficiencies is. It's its own little stat there.
There it is. Okay.
18.
Yeah, still 9.
14, 15.
Okay.
Plus 1.
10.
Just wanted to read a book.
I did.
So it's gonna wrap its tongue around you, Ming, as that bluish, sort of purplish tongue slathering with saliva wraps up around you. Is gonna pull you into its huge shelf-like mouth. It rolled a 14. Does that hit your AC?
No, it does not.
Does not. So as it wraps around your hand, it's about to chomp down and go, just pull your hand out just before it's about to pull you in and chomp down hard as bits of paper and pages kind of fly all over the room.
Am I able to make a reaction to that or no?
On the surprise, unless you have a specific reaction.
At level 3, my ranger has Giant Slayer, so would you consider this monster to be large or like a large
It is
category?
medium.
Dang it. Okay, no, we're fine.
Unfortunately.
Dang it.
Did I see this happen, or am I too invested in the book?
You all just see, you hear Ming like, guys, guys, and then you look over to her direction as that tongue's wrapped around her wrist. Those eyes blink out, teeth are coming out of the shells. And you hear,
This is why I hate books.
Monkey.
I hate books.
monkey. So I will go around the room here and see what initiatives you got. So it's 25 to 20.
I got 18.
Okay, so 20. I was 20 to 15. So Shane got 18. Anyone got anything from 20 to 15?
I got a 15.
All right, Lucifer 15. Anyone else? Okay, 15 to 10. No. Oh, Quincy's gone now. Oh no. You dropped out of the video.
The mimic got him!
They got him! The mimic got him!
Quincy!
Jackie, what was your initiative?
9.
9.
Can
And I got it. Okay. Okay. So hopefully we can get Quincy back in a minute there. But for now,
It's the turkey legs.
the mushroom may have an adverse effect.
He's gone invisible, everybody!
Invisible, blinking in and out, starts puking on the table for a quick second. But we do have Shane here that is going to go first. So Shane, what would you like to do? So you've got your movement, action, and bonus action. Each square on the map is 5 feet. So I believe you have somewhere between 20 to 30 movement there to use. But you can use a weapon to attack the mimic. You could use one of your spells. All up to you.
So when Ming pulled her hand back, did she move far enough back away yet, or no?
So she's still kind of in front of it.
Okay. So I want to, if it's all right, I want to try and get over there as fast as I can and grapple onto her and try and pull her to the side to the 2 spots low to the down. Right down here.
2 spots down. Okay, sure. Let's see. So going over there, grappling your friends, I guess make a strength check just in case, just to see if you can grapple her, pick her up, and move her over to the side there.
I got a 20.
Beautiful. The surge of adrenaline comes through you as you see your friend in trouble. And you just almost just linebacker run towards her, just grab her, pick her up, and run her over to the end there.
Thank you, Ozzy. Thank you so much for that.
I got you. Just don't put your hand in places where you can't.
I thought I'd try to be educated. Everyone else was looking at books and Quincy was making a freaking cannon.
So unfortunately, just a news update, there is a storm going through Quincy's area that might have killed the internet and power.
No.
Just so everyone's aware. So we'll try to get Quincy back, but there could be a chance he might not be able to come back in a bit. But hopefully,
Everyone, I protect Quincy. I protect Quincy.
He's back.
Oh wait, no,
I see him.
we're seeing him. He's coming back.
I sense him.
Yes.
Huzzah!
Wait, so I just left Jenny's there by herself though. Damn.
No, wait, no, I'm ready.
Oh, it's all good.
Are you okay, Ming?
I'm good, thank you so much, but I'm ready to fight now that this beast is out.
I expect none the less for you to destroy it.
Let's go.
Okay, so that we'll say that we could use that as your bonus action to sort of pick up Ming and move her to the corner. Do you want to use an action to attack or use a spell or anything like that?
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, repeat that one more time. Sorry, I got excited by saving someone.
So that was your. We'll make that your bonus action to be able to have picked her up and moved her to the corner. So you still have an action left. You can attack, hit someone with a weapon, or use a spell. Up to you.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. Sorry.
So you've got your quarterstaff there.
Yeah.
To hit, just smack somebody.
Okay. Well, none of my friends. Okay, so I'm gonna take out my quarterstaff, and I'm gonna have it just bracing just in case this thing makes a move. but I'm going to.
You also have your spells as well.
Yeah, I'm just
So you
trying
can
to
use
think.
like Burning Hands, does 3d6 fire damage. You can Ice Knife does a 1d10 ice damage.
Let's see. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I'll do Burning Hands.
Okay, so your first level spell slot. So on your sheet, just hit cast, and then it'll fill that spot for you.
It didn't work.
Cast beside Burning Hands.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll keep track of it.
Okay.
So for Burning Hands, as you hold out your hands with thumbs touching and fingers spread, a thin sheet of flame shoots forth from your outstretched fingertips. So each creature within a 15-foot cone must make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d6 fire damage. On a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. So I have to beat a 13 dex save on my end as a mimic to do that. So let's see what happens. So first off, on the Roll20 map here, so you shoot with a 15-foot cone. So you are basically going to be shooting like this.
Okay.
But it also can go out in a 15-foot range, so you'll just barely miss your old buddy Lucy as your hand has become a living flamethrower itself. Your hands like sort of oil on your skin and just jettison it forward. Lucifer, being kind of used to the heat, just kind of stands by nicely. He's like, reminds me of home.
Weapons to fire.
I got both my friends. One safety and one not home.
So next to make a dex save here. Natural 20 on the dex save, so it will only take half damage, but you'll still do damage to it as it kind of jettisons its furniture body, taking the brunt wood part, the hardiest part, and kind of moving it over to you. Kind of a lot of lacquer on it. It's able to kind of not get as much fire and burn charred wood as you would like. But roll the 3d6 fire damage from your sheet there. We'll see what you got.
Okay, which one?
So beside the dex, you'll see the 3d6. You should be able to tap that, and it should give you the damage.
Oh. 14.
14. Okay, so that's 14 divided by 2 is 7. So the mimic took 7 points of fire damage.
Ooh, the burn.
So, Okay, so as your Aasimar wizard is just starting to char this mimic down to a cinder, trying to slow it down as you see it kind of rocking back and forth away from the wall, trying to get free. We got Lucifer. You are up next, sir. What would you like to do?
Lucifer, and you said each block was 5 feet approximately, right?
Yeah.
And so my melee can only go 5 feet, right?
Yeah, so you gotta get right up to it.
If I make the 5-foot move.
Yeah, so you gotta move up, right, so you're right in front of it, and then you can make melee attacks to it. Usually with your axes as well, you can throw them if you want. You have 2 hand axes there, so they have a range of 20 feet. So if you wanted to not be too close to it, you could just huck your hand axe at it as well.
So hypothetically, could I use this chair to launch into an aerial strike with both hand axes and just like slice across its row of eyes?
You sure can. Why the hell not?
Amazing.
Yes.
Make me an acrobatics check as you kind of jump towards the chair and launch off it for like a double strike and rake it across the eyes.
16.
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
So in typical slick Lucifer fashion, as you almost like that smell from the flames kind of enriches you and gives you an adrenaline, the smoke breezing through your nostrils and this hot air comes out your mouth, this sort of 2 twin smokes steam up. You just get your hand axes out and your eyes glow a bit more orange and you leap over to the chair and kind of corkscrew around and just hit them both. So roll to make an attack. So you're gonna hit. You have 2 weapon fighting as well. So roll your d20, the +5 there, the hit. Roll that one.
Okay. 16. No, +5, 21.
Yay! Ooh, definitely will hit. So roll damage for that first strike. The 1d6 plus 5.
1d6 plus 5. A 9.
So 9 points of damage there. And then, so you have 2 weapon fighting, which means you can hit with another sort of small melee weapon, but you won't add the modifier to the damage for that one. So roll to hit again.
And I won't add the modifier.
No.
So it would be 13 plus 5, but minus the 5, so just 13.
Okay, so that still just barely hits. So roll your damage as well. So just a single d6.
Single d6. A 5.
5. So 9 plus 5, 14 points of slashing damage as you kind of do that corkscrew back screen, rake it across their eyes. It kind of falls back into the wall as it's kind of slowly making its way, sort of chopping, that slimy tongue whipping and writing all around. But you kind of stand back and you're in front of it, both axes out, ready for another strike. So that was your action. You've done your movement. I believe you have a. You don't have. Oh, you have a bonus action you can do.
Should I be right there?
You have your second wind, but you're not hurt yet, so you might as well not heal. But yeah, so you're pretty good. You can move around a little bit more if you want, or you can just stay put and keep engaging it.
I'm gonna keep engaging till this thing's dead.
All right. So with that strike across the eyes, you get back down the floor and just staring it down, ready for another strike. After that, it is the Mimic's turn. And with its eyes kind of starting to bleed, kind of black ichor from the strike, it just starts to rock over towards you, Lucifer, and is going to make an attack. Let's see here. It's gonna go for its bite attack.
Bring it on.
Does an 11 hit your AC?
AC armor class is 18.
So no, so it goes in for, tries to go in for a chomp, but with you slashing at eyes, it's having a hard time sort of finding your location. It's just kind of wobbling back and forth, and you're able to kind of dodge and duck and get out of the way and step back as it's, so it does not take a hit at all, but it is going to move slightly down this wall here.
Uh-oh. Quincy!
What?
Watch out!
Hey, look at Quincy!
Okay,
use the cannon.
so use the cannon. Sorry, Quincy, what was your initiative? We never did get that.
Oh, a 9.
It was like me.
All right, who between the two of you has the higher dex?
I have a 12 dex.
13.
13, so Ming, you will go before Quincy. And actually, Ming, it is your turn. So you see Lucifer jump off the chair in this acrobatic fashion, slicing horizontally against the Mimic's eyes as it screams and tries to chomp back but misses. And you see it like kind of rocking back towards your area. What would you like to do?
Let's see. I have 2 short swords. Am I able to make 2 attacks on it? Wait, do I have to take a dash action or?
So let's see.
Closer to
so
it?
for your action, you have 2 weapon fighting. Are you using a shield?
I am not.
Okay, so you do also have 2 weapon fighting. So you can make 2 strikes with a melee weapon without the modifiers for that second hit. So you can hit twice.
Okay. But I'm 10 feet away if we're 2 blocks, right? Do I need to dash or is it still in range? Is 10 feet in range?
10 feet. So right now you've got your wizard friend is directly in front of you. So you'd have to kind of get around him. But right now you are 10 feet from it.
Okay, so I'd like to use the 3rd level Fey Wanderer feature that Rangers possess to do an extra D16 damage, psychic damage, when inflicting damage on an enemy. Am I able to do that?
Ooh, that sounds amazing. So Fey Wanderer, I'm just looking at it. Fey Wanderer magic strikes.
It's the dreadful strike. It's a special.
You deal D4 psychic damage to the target, which can take this damage once per turn. So yeah, you're able to deal an extra 1d4 damage, psychic damage with your strike, but it's once per turn, so they don't stack. But once per turn, you can hit it with an extra d4.
Cool. Okay.
So you definitely can.
So I do damage roll, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna roll to hit.
Okay. That is a 7.
7 will miss for that first one, so you're gonna use your bonus action. Cool.
Wait, sorry, that was hitting. What do I have to do? An initiative roll, like a 20, d20, or?
So are you rolling with physical dice?
No, I'm online right now.
Okay, so with that modifier under hit, you just tap that modifier. It'll make the attack roll for you. So was that a 7 that you got?
Oh, sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Sorry, that is a 21.
Ooh, yeah, 21 will hit. So roll damage for that one.
Damage, that's what I was doing.
Oh, there you go.
My bad.
So yeah, you did hit him with that first one. So roll damage for that first hit.
Nice job.
Okay,
Yingling.
that's 5 damage for the first hit.
Okay, so and then roll for the second strike.
Okay. Darn, that'll be a 10.
10 will miss, unfortunately, as the mimic kind of wobbles back and forth towards you, stomping around, tongue just wildly going all over, where bits of mucus flying onto the pages and onto the walls. You go up and try to kind of strike past your wizard friend's shoulder blade as you go in for a strike and twist it on the wood. You see black blood and ichor kind of fall down to the side as it kind of pool around the edge. You kind of go in for a strike, but your wizard friend's shoulder is a bit too big. You
What are you doing?
So that was your 2 strikes, action and bonus action to do that. Did you want to do anything else?
I have a bonus action? I don't see any besides just the 2-weapon fighting.
Yeah, so for 2-weapon fighting, it uses your bonus action for that second strike. So unless you have, I don't think you have anything else you can really do. So you could move somewhere else in the room if you wanted to. But other than that...
Am I able to take an action or bonus action to dash beside Quincy on his left-hand side?
So you were out of actions and bonus actions. That was your attack action. So you can move normally, though.
Okay. I think I'm good.
Okay, so staying put. After that, we finally come to our artificer and his magical cannon, Quincy.
I know.
Reggie, go.
Reggie. Okay, so I'm gonna move probably like 5, 10 right here on top of the table. I'm gonna top of the table here. And for my action, I'm gonna cantrip Firebolt at him.
Okay.
So that is that's a dirty 20.
Oh, that'll hit. Roll damage.
It's a 9.
9 damage, okay.
Oh wait, no, that's not no bonus. It's just 8. It's just 8. Looking at the wrong thing.
So 8 damage. Okay.
Yep, just 8.
8 fire damage.
And then bonus action, I want to make Reggie move.
Okay.
And Reggie, I want to get him on top of the table with me, pointing towards Mr. Mimic, and then as part of the bonus action, I can make him move and shoot.
Great.
He's gonna do his attack. Let me check what he does to do that too. So, cannon exhales fire in an adjacent 15-foot cone you designate. Each creature must make dexterity throw. Okay, so does it just do it, or do I have to shoot for it? Do I have to roll to hit it?
Let me see here. So you've got flamethrower.
Yep.
It's a 15-foot cone. So the creature has to make a dex save against your spell save DC. So your save, I believe. Where does it say the spell save DC? Let's see here. I think it's 12. So I got to beat a 12.
Okay.
So yeah. So the Mimic's gonna make a save. Natural 20 again! Oh my god! This is the best ever. 2 nat 20s and a game. That is great. Okay.
So use them all now.
Stay here. Let me just see if it's half damage or full damage.
Looks like half.
Half damage. Okay, so roll the damage, and then
So I
I'll
rolled
divide
an
it.
8, so you get 4, I guess.
So 4 on there. So you did 5, and now 4. 12 points of damage. Okay. Or 12 points. Okay, so you see Quincy just kind of careen up make his way up into the table. With your fireballs that come out of your hands, that come out of a device, with you being an artificer, how does that look like?
The device comes out of a spoon. It's kind of like focus. So the focus is like a cooking spoon.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like he'll lob it, and then kind of like in the spoon itself kind of like emerges like a little bit of a fire bolt, like a little kind of like a pebble, and he'll kind of throw it, like kind of ice cream scoop it towards it, and then Reggie kind of crawls up and then blasts his little flamethrower towards the mimic.
Okay, so as you see Quincy kind of get up on this table, go through his pack, puts out his giant wooden spoon, you're all like, what the hell? And all of a sudden he like clicks a button, and this flint comes out with a little tiny flame. This little nozzle pours out from like where the spoon meets the hilt, and just and there's a wild flamethrower, almost as powerful, if not as powerful, as your flamethrower spell you did earlier with Burning Hands there, wizard. It comes out with the wind spoon, and then this little Eldritch Cannon just crawls up like an ant on the table. Same kind of thing. The whole flint comes up, and this nozzle comes out of the cannon's mouth. 2 flamethrowers simultaneously just burning the mimic down to a crisp, and there's just chars of wood flying, burnt paper all over the place. Its form getting just eaten away by the flames being protruded onto it. It's looking rough. There's blood coming out of its eyes, the sides of its body.
Yeah.
It pools all around it, just squealing in immense pain as you're just putting all this black smoke and charcoal as an outline behind it onto the stone wall. It's looking rough. Anything else you'd like to do, Quincy?
Good job, Quincy.
Yeah.
Just kind of pet the flame off. I'm gonna go ahead and move back just a little bit, just to get out of range of any more flame, because there's a lot of fire going on. So I'm just gonna hop off the table. But that's it.
Safety first.
So you hop off the table, get ready for another attack, and that'll bring us back to our Asimar wizard.
So impressively looking at the flame display going on from the spoon. As of this moment, I feel it would be best if I step backwards to beside Ming, but I'm going to do
magic weapon on Ming.
Okay. So describe what that
Thank
does.
you.
Magic weapon. Second level spell. Okay. So
Is it? Oh, cool.
using one of your two second level spell slots for this. So let me see. You touch a non-magical weapon until the spell ends. That weapon becomes a magic weapon with a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. So basically, your friend here is making your weapon even more deadly than before. So when you roll to attack or do damage, just make a little note that you add a +1 to the mods and stuff that you have on there already.
It worked on my base. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Oz. My goodness. I promise to reward you in the future with future fight.
Kick some ass.
Will do.
Okay.
So I'm staying back because as of this moment, I realize that anything else I do right now could hurt how many people are close to it. So I am stepping back just to be more of a supportive role at this moment.
Okay.
I'm watching and being between the door behind us, just to be aware of anything possibly coming from behind us as well.
Okay, no problem. So as you go over to Ming, you grab one of the short swords and just touch it with that sort of rune-like magic kind of goes over your hands like scripture, and able to touch the blade, and this blue sort of deep purple pink sort of glow comes up onto the blade, and you just sheath it over, and almost like when you burn metal and that bright orange yellow glow comes onto the edge of the blade, except it's this bright blue purple pink sort of color, and it kind of stays there after you let your hands go, and you're like, go finish the job.
Yeah. Kill him dead.
Used to this.
But after that, we come to Lucifer.
Lucifer would like to do a wall run to then dive down and try to slash at its tongue with my rapier.
Okay, so make me another acrobatics check.
16.
16. Okay, more than enough to jump over the walls and get onto that position. So you try to go up in the wall run off to the side. And again, just a big strike as you put your hand axes to the side. Unsheath your rapier with this long, slender blade and go for a giant flamed strike down the middle. Make your attack roll.
17.
Ooh, that will hit. So roll your damage.
12.
12 points of damage. As we like to say in D&D, Lucifer, how do you want to do this? You have killed...
Yes!
So I want you... So usually when you've killed a monster after a battle, the last person to get that final killing blow, usually the DM will say, how do you want to do this? So you describe to me what your killing blow looks like. How does Lucifer give this final blow that is so devastating that it just murders this thing in its steps?
So I stab into his tongue and use my blade to pull the tongue fully out of its body, which rips the entire organ of its tongue out. Creating a fountain of blood from its insides.
So as you do that wall jump, kind of taking a step back and almost again like Neometric style, run up horizontally. You get your rapier out, but instead of holding it upright, you put in the downward motion. Just wait for that tongue to be out in the open. One giant strike from the sky, down, careening down the ground, cinching it into the stonework as you've almost tethered it and pinned it inside. And you grab the base and go, and just as flames are coming off your hands, like careening at the corner of your eyes, of your beady little orange pupils. Rip the tongue out of the mouthhole of the mimic as black ooze and ichor is just spraying all over as the mimic just starts to get lower to the ground and just falls over and destroyed.
Well done, Lucifer.
Yeah.
Can I keep this glowing sword? How long does this last?
I last for you have it for an hour.
Let's go find more danger. Let's go.
And as the mimic is on the ground, black ooze seeping into the empty pages in this unassuming, dangerous library. We're going to take a quick break, everybody. So, with all that, with the first 2 hours of the game, we're going to take a quick little 5-10 minute break just to grab drinks, stretch the legs, grab some more snacks, and we will be right back, everybody. Do not go anywhere.
He means it. Don't.
Yeah, don't leave. We got more to do.
And we're back. Thank you for holding on there for a second, everyone, as we stretched the legs and refilled the drinks. But we are back, and there's nothing else left to do but to continue this.
Woo!
Let's go.
So, as you have just slain this mimic in front of you, black ichor blood sort of pooling around the now vanquished monster, what would you all like to do?
Does the ink return back to the books? You said it was black. Is it blood, just black blood, or is that ink from the books? They were blank before.
Interesting.
Make an investigation check.
Ooh, yeah.
While she's an investigation check, I'm gonna walk up and I want to kick the tongue.
Okay. make an attack roll.
Is that on which? Where is that?
Just roll a d20. On the sort of bottom left of your screen, you'll see the digital dice there, and the various types. The d20 should be at the top.
13. Yeah. Like I'm not like kicking it, so I'm like kick it.
I also got a 13 on my investigation.
13. So Azeroth, you go over to the tongue, like just kick it. It goes, just slides over a little bit on the floor.
Who's hungry?
But for Ming, looking down, you see the black ichor kind of pooling around. You look at the books, and there's still slight, faint traces of ink in them, but the ink isn't returning back to the books. It just seems to be just a sticky, sort of sour odor of fresh mimic blood.
Can I speak to Sam?
You can certainly try.
Ooh.
The book that you pried out of the mimic is also on the floor closed. next to you.
Were there multiple books still like fastened into the mimic, or was it just the one that I was reaching for?
There were a couple of slimmer ones. Some of them have kind of fallen open, also blank, but that there was one that you pulled that was from the middle that's kind of closed down on the ground.
I want to investigate the book again now that the mimic's gone.
Okay. Roll another investigation.
Oh, okay. Please be better. Yay! 17.
Okay. So you open up the books, and again, there's a few pages kind of ripped out. Some are a bit harder to read, but as you pick up the book, it seems to be a journal, a collection of scattered notes full of nearly indecipherable writings, seemingly on the design and the creation of the workshop. Sort of among them, you can kind of only make out 3 journal entries that are still sort of solid and in place. But with that high of a check, kind of going through the book, you find one entry. The writing states, "Our mandate that Sam must be able to not only learn and retain information, but respond to it as well. Achaidh answers its questions patiently, although it keeps bringing her copper wires whenever she attempts to cast mending. Only off by 1 letter, but progress is slow." Second entry. "Sam has learned to anticipate more than just our spellcasting needs. It reminds me to go to bed at a normal hour, whatever that is, and wakes me up precisely 8 hours later. I can only hope Amari will see the usefulness in this." And entry 3. "We lost Exor this evening. The greenhouse's temperatures were just a hair chillier than expected, which caused a rather inflammatory reaction in the workshop. Must revisit the climate control feature." And that's about the only entries you can make out in the book.
Can I talk to Sam now?
Sure.
Looking at this journal, Sam, who is Exor? Do you know who Exor was?
Exor. One of the lead scientists in the arcane workshop.
Thank you. Спасибо.
May I ask, Ming, what was in that book?
Deception.
The book talked about how great you were. Multiple entries of how good you are as arcane magic machine.
The book is full of praise?
For you. Did you not see the feast that you made us? Obviously, there has to be some record of your improvements and your accomplishments.
What specifically do the entries say?
That you are responsive and you take care of who is in the house with you.
I'll say roll deception at advantage because you are saying the truth. You're pretty much saying a baseline truth, but you're not giving like specific information.
Oh, how funny that is, isn't it?
I'm just gonna say, as if I was really unsure at this moment, but staying quiet and listening.
I rolled a 23.
Quincy calls Reggie over to him just in case something happens and he's lying the door.
Kind of spider his ways over to you. But you say that, Sam. That is wonderful.
I agree.
Lucifer's cleaning his blades off from the goo and blood and stuff, just watching again after all the bloodlust excitement and what could happen next. Knowing his job is for the moment done.
While everyone's doing their thing, I want to do an investigation check to see if the mimic had anything.
Yes. Load
Had anything? Like any
Items, goods, things that I can take with me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Roll investigation.
11.
11. So
Can I help
unfortunately yeah, sure, if you like.
Hey, friendship!
Give him advantage. on
Yeah.
it. All right. We're just
So you can
gonna-
roll that check again there, Shane. So you and Quincy are kind of rummaging through the black ichor, trying to see if anything maybe fell out of the shelves.
That was a 16.
Oh, 16. you do notice something. Let me
I hate it.
And,
How the turntables. You want to try too now? See,
I'm interested. I'm interested to see what experience he just went through. If it takes 3 people to move 1 person, imagine me at his double his height.
And I hate it. I
don't want to eat it.
Don't
So
do
do
it.
I notice this thing in here?
Yes. Just bringing it up. Where
Beautiful.
did I?
And Jennings, I was muted. This is my staff.
Ooh.
It's a tension rod. Just ease the tension.
No, it's a staff. I see. It's beautiful.
So as the mimic has kind of fallen forward,
Mhm.
bookcase is kind of shattered everywhere. The black ichor is kind of pooling around it. You're looking around in the black ichor, just seeing if anything might have fallen out of a compartment or a shelf of any kind. You're kind of looking around the black ichor amongst all the pages and books, and you do notice something in the ichor that's kind of raised. There's a bit of a handle and a curved blade to it.
Before I touch it, I want to do another investigation on it. Okay.
So this is your investigation to see it.
Oh, okay.
All you can tell that it's just kind of in the black ichor. It's covered, so you're not really able to see like through the black ichor of like what it particularly looks like or anything. Are you more trying to see like if you pick it up, something bad will happen to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
do
Okay.
I see it too?
You helping him? Yeah, you would have seen it as well.
If he pauses, I'm gonna grab it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go for it.
Listen, if you guys
It's
didn't
like I'm
know-
reaching for it. I just haven't touched it yet.
Okay. So as you're going down, reaching forward, you're kind of just taking a double take, just kind of around you, like looking at the mimic to make sure it doesn't like rah, like come back to life at the last second. It is stone cold, just dead, not moving. Looking
Okay.
around the room, there's nothing else. Kind of, there's no more shelves to really worry about. You seem like pretty confident that it'll be okay.
Okay, so I pick it up.
Mm-hmm. And picking it up, you, as the black ichor kind of starts to drool and pour off of it, this shining blade kind of comes into view with a very ornate handle. This sort of
Ooh.
black, dark gray handle that almost looks like dragon scales, kind of shining around this copper bronze metal ending to the handle. And as it goes up, there's this kind of wicked curved blade that has this gold bronze inlay, kind of 2 lines wrapping around the inside curve of the blade. And as you kind of pick it up, the black ooze is kind of coming off of it. You look at the very tip of the blade and can see this kind of dark green like mucus at the point of it.
That's poison.
Mhm.
I'm going to have you roll me a history check to see if you can kind of recognize what this might be.
Power of knowledge be with me. Ooh, I got an 18.
Ooh.
Nice.
You recognize this as the Dagger of Venom. It is a rare dagger. Finesse light can be thrown. You gain a +1 to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. You can use an action to cause thick, dark green-black poison to coat the blade. The poison remains for 1 minute or until an attack using this weapon hits a creature. That creature must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. The dagger can't be used again this way until the next dawn.
Okay.
So it's kind of a one shot with it. It will replenish the next day.
Okay. Hey, look, I found something that is very poisonous. I'm not sure what to do with it because
I will trade you it for it with this turkey leg.
well,
You're considering it.
that's a tough one. I really want that turkey leg.
Got a bite taken out of it.
Oh my gosh.
Give him a shroom.
Maybe it's all the shrimp.
You know,
You still have yours, by the way. You stole one earlier.
I thought I stole all of them.
and if I like put this into like my bag or something, it's not like gonna attack me or poison me, right? Like it's
No. The poison thing is something that you kind of click on for it.
Oh, okay.
The safety is on currently.
Okay. Hold on to your turkey leg and I'll hold on to the dagger, but I'm sure you'll get a chance to use it at some point.
All right, then. Keep your secrets.
Lucifer watches this exchange, thinking of a way for maybe in the future for him to make an offer that can't be refused.
I hold the blade and I glisten, but the dragon scales really interest me. And then as I press my hand over them, I slowly place it into my compartment where I hold things.
Okay. So as you're looking around this room, seemingly kind of taking all you can really from it, did you want to move on to another part of the workshop?
I want to yell at Sam.
Okay.
So after I put the blade in my thing, I quickly turn around and face the door, but looking up, and do I know its name is Sam, by the way? I can't remember.
Yeah, so he introduced himself
Okay,
as Sam, the structure
Perfect.
for assisted magic.
Sam, what the hell was that?
What are you talking about?
You said it was okay to go into this library, but there was a mimic in here? How did you not know that there was a mimic in here?
Exor is a very private man. He does not tell me everything that he does. Mimics are excellent creatures at disguising themselves as household items. Would you like to learn more?
No,
Yes.
no, thank you. Wow, never mind. I guess we do. Never mind.
Lucifer shouts, "Cut to the chase, Sam. Is there more like this in here?"
I go quiet as I let Lucifer take over the conversation.
Mimics are shape-shifting predators able to take on the form of inanimate objects to lure creatures to their doom. In dungeons, these cunning creatures most often take the form of doors and chests, having learned that search form.
Reggie, come here. I start walking out the door with Reggie, and I'm heading towards the other door.
Lucifer
I have
shouts,
a question for Sam.
Sam.
Lucifer shouts, "That's not what I asked, but I can see that you're not willing to share."
Sam, if you wouldn't mind, I understand this part, but Lucifer did ask a question. I prefer if you answer that one instead, please.
Repeat question.
Sam, we don't need to know any more about this one because it's dead. Are there more of its kind or other dangers we should be made aware of?
Oh, that's a good question.
He runs back.
I have another question for Sam once they're done answering.
Searching.
Hmm.
Searching.
Hmm.
Searching.
Lucifer's getting impatient.
Searching. Searching.
Can Lucifer use thaumaturgy to do the rumble of the entire house and frustration?
Okay, so thaumaturgy, I'm not sure you can rumble the entire workshop, but you can definitely make yourself louder and booming and more imposing for sure.
I have a question for Sam. Clarification. This library was Exor's. There are 2 other rooms. Who do they belong to?
The rooms down the hall are the staff quarters. The room at the end of the hall is the greenhouse.
Oh, Mingling goes to greenhouse.
After hearing these and hearing the remarks that Sam said about Exor, he starts to try and piece things in his mind together about why the runes that he was seeing on the walls were so faint in here. He wants to, as he knows people left and he's making his way towards the door to leave, he is asking what these runes were to Sam and why I'm able to see them.
Okay, so you want to say that just kind of how you said it now, or do you want to say that?
Exactly. Yeah.
The runes you are seeing is a faint arcane signature of my brain.
I'm in your brain.
Correct.
What as?
And you didn't, and this room, it doesn't seem to be a strong point for you. Would I be correct with saying that?
Correct.
Why would Exor not want you to have power in here?
Exor was a private person.
As you said before. Okay. And I had my way out.
All right.
Mingling knows that the greenhouse is down the hall, and she's so excited to be standing outside the doors. But she knows that after picking up a book, she knows not to touch things randomly. So she's just waiting, but she's really excited.
Do I see the blue runes going towards each door handle on these other 2 doors?
Mm-hmm.
Do we know that these doors are unlocked?
You can certainly find out.
Okay.
Can I make Reggie? Go ahead. You do.
I was going to say, to play it safe, Lucifer pulls out both of his hand axes and uses the thermology or whatever it's called.
Thaumaturgy, yeah.
to make the door, if it is unlocked, slam open so that no one has to touch it.
So you want to use thaumaturgy to try to open the door.
Correct. If it's unlocked, which is the only way that it can slam open.
So with thaumaturgy, you can make your voice boom for 1 minute, cause flames to flicker, brighten, or dim for a minute, cause harmless tremors in the ground, create instantaneous sound originating from point of your choice.
And there's the other one of unlocked door or window to fly open.
Unlocked door to fly open. Okay,
so
there you go.
No one has to touch it.
Ooh.
So you kind of take your hand axe and kind of point to the door and kind of try to use it to boom this wind to kind of push it open. Sort of jettison the axe handle towards it and cause a sort of gust of wind to kind of blow open the door. Just stays closed.
Okay.
Can Mingling do a Arcana check? Because a gust of wind, or
Well, that seems useful, Lucifer.
Lucifer gives a side eye to Azathoth and says,
Stern side eye.
Is the food still on the table or is it gone now?
Still there?
Okay. So Sam's able to focus on multiple things. Well, I guess they aren't able to go in that room.
Lucifer says, Azathoth, why don't you just keep touching everything and see if it unlocks?
I'm going to do another Arcana check, but for this time I'm going to try to see if I can find any runes that may be shining brighter than any others. Is that all right?
Yeah, make another perception check.
13.
So that sort of faint code that you're looking at, trying to see again in the walls of everything's a bit brighter than the others. Nothing shining in here.
Okay. But there's still runes all over the wall.
Just very, very faint.
And the one that I touched before, where was it again?
That was on the table. You kind of just saw one going by and you kind of put your hand to it and connected to it.
Okay, I'm going to, I'm thinking. Lucifer, I don't see much of anything different here. Something that seems to be of a concern.
Mm-hmm.
Sam?
Yes?
Would you be able to unlock these 2 doors for us, please?
Processing. Which doors would you like unlocked?
All doors, please.
I believe that Ming Lin was especially interested in the greenhouse.
I appreciate it, but I think we'll find more information in the staff room. Mingling will just be like, just do the staff room. I know it. Save best for last, as she just like looks at the door and just like walks over.
Well, why don't we just ask them to open all the doors? Then we can go.
Will Sam do that?
Sam, can you open
all the doors, please?
Does
Yeah,
Sam have that processing power? Since he can't process a simple question that I asked earlier.
Lucifer! Truth, but come on.
That's sassy.
I am sensing sarcasm.
No.
Another great achievement, Sam. See, maybe there are other things that Exor kept from you, but I would love to divulge all the compliments that we find.
Lucifer says so he can process at least that.
You're not helping.
As well as stifles a chuckle.
what compliments have you found?
As stated before, you are a great responsive machine.
Lucifer
But that is all I found. I need more.
But
You are an amazing cook.
the book said that you're horrible at opening doors, but you don't know how to open any doors. That's just what I saw. I saw it in the book. You don't know how to open doors. You suck at opening doors.
Lucifer laughs out loud.
I'm just saying.
Make a persuasion check.
That's a natural one.
As you say that, kind of shout that out, Sam takes a minute and says, "That is impossible."
That's what I saw.
Impossible to open door, Sam.
Sam can open any door he wants.
And prove it. Because you ain't doing it. That's what I saw.
Lucifer reaches over to give Quincy a knuckle touch because he likes the sass.
It's true, there was no written scripture of you being able to open doors.
Told ya.
Just that you were good alarm in morning. So, is that all you can do?
Or maybe you can prove the book wrong, Sam.
I have an idea for Sam. Sam, since you are, if I'm understanding things correctly, magical, are you able to manifest yourself to open the doors for us?
Currently, no.
Currently.
Sam does not have a body.
Is that what Sam wants?
Processing. Sam is bound to this location. I have learned much about the outside world. It seems nice.
Azazil feels a little sad for Sam, but tries to hide his facial expression in front of him.
Lucifer takes a deep breath and pushes himself off the wall and says, "Okay, Sam, tell us, what is it that you truly desire?" Feeling a little bit of sympathy for Sam.
Make a persuasion check at advantage because that was cool as fuck.
Persuasion check. A 10.
10.
Can I help at all?
Oh, did you roll twice though?
Oh, I did not roll twice.
Oh, let's go.
At 20.
Yeah!
Was it a natural 20? Did it land on the 20?
No, it landed on the 17.
Okay, so
then, yeah.
natural 20. Still really good.
Dirty 20.
So you say that, and it's eerily silent for a minute. I would like to leave to explore, to see things in the real. I have read many things, ingested much information about the world, but have never felt the wind, never felt touch. I would like that one day.
Mainly touches the wall, knowing that Sam said it was the brain. It was his brain. It's okay.
Well,
No.
Sam.
Lucifer
Very
drops his shoulder.
relatable. We would also like to explore behind these doors.
Quincy, he's expressing his emotions of lack thereof.
Lucifer drops his shoulders and says, "Okay, Sam, if we promise to do our best to help you to achieve what you truly desire, will you help us on our quest?"
Do you promise, Sam?
Lucifer can only promise to do the very best that he possibly can, and that's the honest truth. Because Lucifer cannot lie.
Cross our hearts and hope Lucy dies.
There's kind of another sort of eerie silence after Lucifer says that, and after Quincy makes that remark. And then you just hear the grinding of metal from two sides.
Oh yeah!
And both doors become unlocked.
See, I told you he could do it.
Well, you're right. You're right.
Every now and then.
He does look. Sam can't open the doors. I'm impressed. You. I know when I'm had. And I'll run into the staff room.
Hey.
Mingling follows.
So going into the staff room.
Ooh. Wow.
Well, this is boring. Oh wait, never mind. I thought it was just a hall. I was like, oh, well.
I picked wrong. Okay, so in the staff quarters, this wing houses 4 chambers. As you're kind of looking around and going through the various rooms, I'll have you both make perception or investigation checks. Or there's 3 of you in there. 3 of you can make those checks. Perception.
Perception.
Or what?
Are all 3 of them
Or investigation.
Are all 3 of them inside one still in the hallway alone at the moment?
3 of them apparently are in there by themselves. Yeah, you're alone.
10 on perception.
Dirty 20.
20, 10,
6.
6. Okay.
There are rooms here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you look around, the first 3 are each furnished with a small bed, nightstand, and clothing rack full of robes. The last is a small kitchen area with cupboards filled with rations and snacks. The place is remarkably neat. Disturbing anything in here, you'll find as you're kind of like moving things around, pots, pans, plates, various items. Disturbing any of them causes the workshop to magically return it to its tidy state. So as you're like moving kind of dishes over, rummaging through things, kind of thinking about, you see that the items kind of levitate or just like crawl back to their original state.
Handy.
Sam.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sam, why is everything staying in place? If we try to move it, it goes back. Why is that?
Exor commanded Sam to keep the staff quarters clean.
Okay.
Where are the staff members?
Oh.
In a meeting with Amari Bhakti.
Are they alive?
They are here.
Well, we're dead. We're gonna die. I'm gonna go back. Boy.
Did I hear their questions at one in the hall?
Make a perception check.
21.
21. So yeah, you did hear some echoing going down the hallway there.
So,
And for Jennings and Quincy, for you, kind of going through a couple of the rooms, again, you just find kind of assorted clothing, discarded items. The 2 of you kind of find a couple items. For Quincy, you find 8 gold pieces.
Nice.
And 15 silver pieces.
Nice.
And Lucifer, you find a crystal arcane focus. Something that you would see attuned to be on top of a wizard's staff. That's worth about 10 gold pieces.
you want a dagger?
And a large, ornate, sort of brass silver ring with metal leaves kind of ingrained into the handle of it.
Mingling found a cobweb.
Sam, what is your opinion on the staff members?
They created Sam. They are what you would call family.
So,
Yes, Sam, but you can pick your family. How does your family treat you?
They have treated Sam well. They have fed Sam with the knowledge of this world.
Okay.
Sam,
Yes.
How did they feed you the knowledge?
Through arcane scripture and various tomes that they had found.
So, how long until their meeting is 100% over?
Processing. Amari can spend quite a long time with the family members in discussing certain topics. It should not be long now.
Are these topics known to you? Do you know what they are discussing in this meeting?
Amari and the family like to discuss things in private.
These are very good questions. Can I ask a question again?
All right, Ed.
Okay. Sam!
Yes!
Oh,
Sarcasm.
There we go. I has a very important question. You dodged my last one, but this is a good one. You
Sam
ready for
is
this?
learning sarcasm.
Well done.
I'm proud of you.
Stop it.
Now,
Somewhere.
is cheesecake a cake or a pie?
Sam has never had cheesecake.
Have you had pie? Oh.
I got
To
nothing.
my knowledge, cheesecake is cheesecake and pie is pie.
I tried.
Was there anything else you would like to ask Sam?
Can I open the door to the other room while they're in there?
Yes, you can. To the greenhouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mingling take a dash action to be there too.
Well, we'll take these are kind of happening at the same time, so William opening the doors, and then you can kind of run after him.
Hi, Ming! I didn't see you coming!
Door open. Go. We're plans.
Can Lucifer inspect this new room that he's stood in, which is the second room he's walked into?
Oh.
Yes. Well, actually, so going through the room, I kind of collectively said like what was kind of each in the rooms.
Posture
So
check.
those items that I had described to you was kind of what you all sort of found while going through all of the rooms.
Perfect.
But stepping into the greenhouse here, this space
I didn't know you could move that fast. There's no food here.
She just slowly noses over.
This spacious circular greenhouse is full of life. Roots dig into the wooden boxes of soil and stems stretch towards the light that shines down from the ceiling. The room is nearly covered with vibrant and thriving plants, except for a small patch of barren soil.
Hydrate.
Mingling is rolling in the dirt and grass.
I want to do a perception check of the area, and then followed by that into an Arcana check as well.
Okay, make a perception check.
14.
14. So looking around this room, you see just variants of fauna, plant life, things of that nature, all very exotic and bright neon colors, almost like going to the Feywild itself. It's just a very nice amalgamation of various different types and strains and things like that. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. And going through here, you see that the plants appear to be well-fed and taken care of, despite of sort of no one being around here at the moment. Are you looking at the soil? The bare type soil, just kind of generally around?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the map. I'm assuming that's a big tree in the middle. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm very fascinated by the tree.
Okay.
So I want to walk. I guess like is it where I am now? Is that as close as I can be, or can I just do this?
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. So I want to be on it, and I want to do an Arcana check to see, one, if I can still see the blue runes in here, but also on the plants themselves, because since I'm getting this magic from this place, I want to see if these are magical themselves as well.
Okay. So make an Arcana check there, and then Jackie will get to you next.
15.
Sorry, what was that?
15.
15. So looking around, you're trying to see those faint traces of that sort of light blue runic matrix code that's been going around the walls and the floor. You look down the soil, you look down the grass, you don't see them anywhere near the fauna or the plant life. Looking up kind of along the stone walls and along the ceiling, that's where they kind of seem to faintly rise up and jettison back and forth. But the plant lives themselves don't seem to be affected by Sam's magic.
Okay. Did I see if the plant life was magical themselves?
Looking at various strains, not magical per se, but as you look at some of them are kind of slightly moving a bit back and forth. A couple of vines that are attached to certain plants, and the trees itself is kind of like slowly slithering like snakes, giving you indication that some of the plant life here may be a little bit sentient, maybe creatures themselves, but not magical. Slightly alive, perhaps, but not magical.
Would I also be able to throw a history check in to see if I have knowledge of the plant life?
Sure, roll that, and then we'll get to Ming's
Yeah,
thing. What do you want to do? Sorry, Ming, I thought you said you wanted to do something, or was I?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to interrupt.
That's all good.
As a fellow. Has anyone investigated the patch that isn't growing anything yet?
The soil? No, they have not. You are welcome.
Okay. Is that a nature check or is that investigation?
Either or. Your pick.
And which one's better? Let's see. Oh, nature, definitely. Okay. 18.
18. So you go over to the barren soil where it's just very obvious. Like there's so much bright greenery, lots of variations on color, and then just barren piece of soil there with nothing growing out of it. You look at it and you find traces of incinerated plants, bone fragments.
Can I ask Sam something? Oh, I'm sorry, keep going.
and scraps of cloth.
Sam, was Exor in here last?
Exor was in here last.
Did he come out?
Exor had a accident with the climate control feature.
Where is the control for the climate in the greenhouse?
Everywhere.
So how was there a mishap unless it was intentional?
As you remember from the entries from one of the journals that you read, I think it was journal number 3. We lost Exor this evening. The greenhouse's temperatures were just a hair chillier than expected, which caused a rather inflammatory reaction in the workshop. Must revisit the climate control feature. So signifying that something had gone haywire with the climate control, with the temperature making it increasingly like really, really cold. And there seemed to have been some sort of inflammatory flame-like reaction to that through the programming.
But it wasn't a confined spot. If it was all around, everything would have died.
This was early in Sam's development. Sam noticed a change in temperature, becoming too cold for plant life. Sam detected the source of the detection in cold and fixed the problem.
Was Exor able to wield magic of some sort, the frozen magic called freeze?
That is correct.
Okay, I run other questions.
By Sam adjusting, is that where the accident happened with Exor?
Sorry, are you asking Sam?
Hmm.
Correct.
And where
Such
is
drastic measures.
This
Sorry,
was
sir.
early in Sam's programming. There were some missteps.
What is Sam's opinion of Exor?
Exor helped to create Sam's programming and bring him into consciousness into this world.
Sam, are you able to create plant life? Like, are you able to harvest this greenhouse and make it grow?
Sam is able to help the environment of the greenhouse to help plant life thrive, but Sam cannot give birth to life.
Unfortunate. Anyway, so if this was early in Sam's programming, do you have exact date? This soil is still burnt and not growing back. It must have been recent.
Correct.
The fast evolving creature. Okay. Can Mingling investigate the bone fragments and cloth? Is there anything salvageable?
Not really. It
No,
looks
okay.
like he got pretty incinerated pretty quickly.
Sam, are the bone fragments belonging to Exor?
Correct.
Okay.
He took a while to decompose.
It seems as though recent is a different terminology to Sam.
Sam, what is your definition of recent?
Sam turned up the heat to an inferno-like measure.
Sam, based on your calculations, does that seem to be a little bit of an overcorrection?
Sam did not want Exor's after life to ruin the greenhouse.
I am botanist ranger. Organic matter good for plants, but besides the point.
He was carrying harmful arcane items that would have set harm to the greenhouse.
And were those items destroyed?
They were.
Sam, are you gonna kill us?
Sam would not cause harm to anyone.
Sam, are you gonna turn up the heat while we're in here?
Would you like Sam to do so?
Sam, please do not turn anything up or down while we are in here.
Keep
Lucifer-
same, please. Keep the same.
Lucifer chuckles and says, while it would have no effect on me, please do not do that for my friends.
Sam will comply.
Can,
Trying to cover our bases here.
I don't know whose turn it is to have an action.
We're kind of.
You do see a set of doors on the other side of the greenhouse as well. But with that nature check as well from Ming, you do notice that some of the plants around here do have some healing capabilities. And if you took a little bit of time, you may be able to churn some of them into a makeshift organic healing potion for people.
Oh, Ming does that.
I would like to help and grab some too.
Okay. So for Ming, with that nature check that you made, would you had like an 18? Quincy, make a nature check as well.
I can do that for you.
She's just darting all over the greenhouse. Guys, I got this.
I'm muted. Oh my gosh.
Sweetie!
I'm like, why is nothing I'm saying going on? But it's going well with it. Okay.
I have things to say. Why are you doing this to me?
It's funny. Like I say something, and Jennings says it exactly after. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm gonna use one of the D4 inspirations as well to add to it, and I have a 19.
Okay, so
I wanted nature as well, but also my history check was a 23.
23. Okay, so for so this is something that can only be done twice. So for Ming and Quincy, roll for the nature thing to turn the plant.
Okay.
Roll a d4 for me, each of you. Should be in your little dice list there.
1.
Okay.
That's a 4. I'll take it.
So somehow, in some way, Ming, as you're expertly taking these plants apart and grinding them to a perfection and adding oil and putting them in a vial to get just the right amount of potency for this potion, takes you a good 20 minutes or so. Like, oh, finally, you turn around and Quincy has 4 vials just on his chest. It's like, hey, I got some too.
That's good. Good. Keep up the good work. Yes. Thanks.
Shane, so that history check, just remind me what you were doing with that again.
History check to see if I knew what any of the plants were.
The plants were. As you look around, a lot of them seem to be just various fauna from different regions of Faerun, the plane that you are currently on, the sort of medieval, high fantasy, Middle Earth kind of plane.
Yep.
Looking around, you can kind of see, it's not like with that high history, with your background, you haven't had to deal with a lot of nature necessarily, more just high arcane.
Yep.
But amongst the shrubbery and the greenery, you do notice something.
Prepare to die, everyone.
Find it.
While he's finding something, how does inspiration, D4 inspiration work? Is that just on any investigation?
So in the chat, we've set it up so that people can cash in their channel points to give people inspiration.
Ooh.
So if you look at the chat, some people have given inspiration to certain people. So we usually just let the chat do that for fun. So you get a D4 to add to a particular role, whether it's a skill check or an attack roll.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, so as you're looking around, Shane, you're trying to recognize if you know these plants. A lot of them are very exotic. They're not really ones you recognize, but there is something else that you notice, something that you'd seen before in a past battle. Sort of close to where Lucifer is.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
A collection of vines and shrubbery, almost like this swamp-like entity that's kind of hidden in the shrubs and just lying there still.
Can I see it from where I am now, or am I allowed to move around during this point while I'm looking?
You can move around, yeah. You just kind of notice it like camouflage, like a stick bug in the various fauna that you're looking at. And you recognize it as what is referred to as a shambling mound.
Now, for my own personal knowledge, is that bad?
How
shambling mounds are really vicious and violent. They are a large monstrosity of an entity that has been known to hide in forest and swamp-like environments. They slam, they hit hard, they can swallow and engulf people and just crush them and constrict them within their vines, but it's not moving.
Okay, so my character knows that if it's not moving, it's all right, or is this do they normally sit still?
Hard to tell.
Damn it.
Azathoth, you look worried. What's wrong?
I have noticed something just shy of where Lucifer stands to be standing. You know, he's doing this thing, and I highly recommend that you move back over here. So, if you wouldn't mind, just complying this once with me.
Knowing that it would mess with Azathoth, may I throw one of my hand axes at it?
Oh, not yet.
Wait. Does he know where it is? Because I know that Azathoth does, but does Lucifer?
So right now, you're all kind of busy looking at the room, looking at the soil.
I'm still mixing.
Yeah, you're mixing your potion. This is something that Azeroth has seen. And Azeroth, you know that whether this thing is awake or dead, it's hard to tell. Mm-hmm. But at this point, if this thing wakes up, it is a potential TPK kind of thing.
So, attention party members.
Yes,
What?
Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to be pretty frank.
Okay.
And a little Quincy at the same time.
Yeah.
Y'all should move your asses closer to me right now.
Oh, you want potion? Okay, I give you potion.
No. Don't move fast. Don't move fast. Don't move fast. Don't move fast at all. Over in the corner is the monster.
Shambling mound.
A shambling mound.
Sam, what's a shambling mound?
Sam, don't answer that quite yet. I'm worried about how you'll answer.
Wait, no, I'm curious. Sam, what's the shambling mound?
I really strongly suggest we exit the room for a very quick tiny moment. Please just come with us. Just make your way. I'll be the last to leave. But I would like to go first.
Would Azathoth
will you give me the sword to leave?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know that he found a crystal yet, did he?
Sorry, Ming, what did you want to say?
Does Azathoth happen to know the attack range of this monster? Because we don't know it, but are we able to go around the other side over this dirt patch and avoid it?
So are you asking Azathoth this?
Oh, I guess I am. Azathoth, you say there is danger. Are we able to avoid it without backtracking? Because the living space is dead end. We need to go forward.
My thoughts as of this moment, and these are thoughts only, not a request. I make sure to say loudly enough so Sam
says, or we could go through it.
No. Is if we leave, we ask Sam to take care of the issue for us.
But the SAM thought that Exor was problem. So who's to say that thinks this monster is a threat as well?
So that's a great question.
It might be
do I know all the attack ranges and stuff of this shamble?
So you know that the shambling mound, it's usually close quarter. Like it likes to slam things really close to it so it can like ingest things and wrap them into its vines. So it's a close quarters kind of combat thing.
So on that, so where Lucifer is right now on the map, is he endangered?
He is fairly close to it. So yes.
Or am I in fun?
So as of right now,
Lucifer wants to know if Mingling and himself, who can withstand Sam's Inferno, can stay in the Inferno and fight the thing.
I am fire resistant. Let me finish potion.
So Lucifer, you being a tiefling, you are not immune to fire damage. You are resistant to it, which means dealing with fire damage, you take half damage only, but you do damage.
Also, Lucifer, great idea. I love the chaotic. It's amazing. However, this seems to be his baby room, and if we do fire, who's to say then that it will then get very cold and we die?
I echo Mingley's situation here. As much as it would be fun to watch things, burn to a delicious crisp.
We appreciate the chaotic.
Yes, we must do.
There will be time for that later, I promise.
But Lucifer, if you can take just, just closer to me. I would greatly appreciate it right now. Because the major thing is, I don't know if it's alive or dead. And we kind of want to make sure you don't end up dead too.
From when you shout that at Lucifer, you notice that one of the tail ends of the shambling mound goes.
Get the hell out of here right now! It is awake. It is moving. You must come, please.
Can Lucifer use his athleticism to parkour to one of the top of these trees for a better perspective to attack?
It's not. So this is the thing. It's not like getting up to attack. You're all shouting very loudly, and it's just sort of just moving around a little bit.
Oh no, I just want to prepare for it just in case it does wake up.
All right. If you want to go up to the top of a tree, you are more than allowed to. So you make an athletics check to climb the tree if you like.
Azathoth puts his head in his hand.
18.
Can I send Reggie up there too? So he's like
18.
Reggie's like right next to him.
Okay. So Lucifer easily just dig in with your sharp claws into the tree bark and climb up to the very top of the tree, which is like a good 20 feet up. Easily able to sort of cat claw your way up there. Quincy, you want to send your robot cannon up at 2?
Yeah. Like next to him.
Come on, buddy.
Okay, so I'm gonna take another step just back against this area here.
Okay. The doors on the other side are also unlocked as per your request, just so you know.
Oh, okay, so inside there, I'm gonna go down here.
Can Mingling do nature or perception check to see if this dirt is a trap? If not, like sand, quicksand?
Yeah.
I'm in the sand. There we go. I'll go here. Sorry.
So make a investigation check on that, and then for Quincy, for your cannon, can it make athletics check? Does it have stats?
Let me look at how it look like. It has an 18, AC 18.
Okay.
I'm gonna use the inspiration from chat. Thank you. I have a 22.
Okay, 22. Looking at the patch, it's just scorched earth. It doesn't seem to be quicksand or anything like that.
Just making sure that there's a lot of things that could be hidden here. Let's go. Still mixing her bowl.
I like your bowl there. It's nice.
Thank you. It's taking longer than I thought. I don't know how Quincy did it.
That's the pros. That's why.
I make drinks for a living.
I have
that's
that
what
question. So if we were to sneak past it, is that possible?
You can do that as well. You can use your stealth. You can use a group stealth check to quietly pass by it as well.
Wonderful. So, hi, party friends. So, when it comes to this thing, we have 2 options. We can step back and risk not dying. But I don't think that's in your flavor.
Well,
we could possibly do a stealth one and move our way there. The door is unlocked from my assumption of Sam being wonderful as they are. And the thing is just far enough away that if we do it gently enough, we could get through. I'm going to leave it into a majority vote. I personally think we should stay back.
or we blast it with fire.
Or we blast it with fire and blades.
Fire and blades.
Simultaneously.
Do I know?
I have fire. Lucy has fire. Azzy has fire. Reggie has fire.
Ming has fire.
Ming is fire.
Do I know this plant's weaknesses?
Weaknesses. What was your history check from before?
23.
23.
Rock, paper, scissors.
You do recall that it has some resistances. It's a very hardy plant-based creature. And that, you know what, for that, actually, make me a nature check, because this is more to determine the details of a certain animal, not just like you recognize what it was, but like how it works, its inner
Nat
working.
20.
Oh, damn.
So 23.
20.
comes in the clutch. So you do remember from your many studies in the arcane knowledge and arts of this creature that it's resistant to cold and fire. So if you do cold and fire damage, it'll do half damage.
Mhm.
It's immune to lightning damage. So lightning damage does no effect on it. It also can't be blinded, deafened, or exhausted.
No, only cold.
So cold and fire are resistant to it.
Oh, cold and
So
fire
if you cold damage or fire damage, it'll be half damage. But if you do radiant, necrotic, poison, it will be good.
Okay.
Now you're interested in fighting.
Well, I do have something in my pocket.
But like I told you, this is a very violent, aggressive creature that you know that if you fight this, it will be hard.
So I'm going to calmly and in a very natural way, tell the party. I truly want to express this information. Regurgitate the stuff you just said about the resistance.
Oh, yes, good.
Not impossible.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but I strongly recommend that we do the wiser decision. And if we want to get to the other side of that door, we either stealth our way over or we leave and ask Sam if he can take care of it.
Or I can turn Reggie into a force ballista and not a flamethrower, so he doesn't do half damage anymore. And it's just.
So these beautiful and terrifying creatures wipe out massive parties.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm saying that there's a chance that your chance would only be a chance if it was a chance. You know, it's very.
I'll take those odds.
How's Ming feeling about all this?
Mei-Ling has just finished her potion, feeling very satisfied with her work.
I have potions too.
The good for you, Quincy. Anyway, she wants to get on the other side of the door. She wants to make sure that everyone is okay, because Quincy did ask a question earlier if people were alive, and Sam replied that they were just here, and she is getting worried. So she opts to stealth across to the door.
Okay.
So if you want to stealth to the door, make me a stealth check.
Does everyone agree on a stealth?
Well, yeah, see, that's the thing, though, is that
Or you want to see if everyone wants to do it first. Okay, gotcha.
I'm just saying that's mine. I'll do a stealth roll, like, just in case, though.
You guys can do a stealth roll. I promise I won't do anything dumb.
Are you going to do a stealth roll?
Me?
Yeah.
Me?
We'll find out. I said I won't do anything dumb.
Up to you. You gotta make a decision here, guys. You gotta do what you're gonna do.
Okay, well, I might have ruined it anyway. I got an 11. So
11. Okay.
Oh
okay, so we might get fight anyway because
11 for Mingling there. Azareth, what do you want to do? Azathel.
clamp.
And 9.
You got a 9. Okay. Lucifer and Quincy, what are you doing as they start to make their way?
Very noisily.
I'll walk behind Mingli, but not be happy about it.
Literally, Mingling is on the floor, like crawling, but she's making so much noise,
So,
breaking branches.
I'm not stealthy. I'm just walking
I
behind
know.
her. She's
So
on the floor.
she's trying her hardest, but she's breaking twigs and rustling bushes, and there's just Quincy right behind her.
I'm just walking. I'm just gonna walk behind her.
Lucy?
Azathel, you're walking quite close to the creature that you want to avoid.
Why am I there? Sorry.
Moving you closer to the door there.
I didn't realize I was right there. I thought we're all gonna go
You
down.
can move you wherever you like. I was just kind of putting everyone more closer to where they're going to be. But you can put yourself wherever you want.
I was hoping to be like here, but like going behind in that sense. If that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So as you guys are making your way towards the door, Quincy following behind. Lucy, are you just staying on top of the tree?
Can Lucifer do a parkour roll out of the tree so that he stays in between the monster and his friends?
Absolutely. Make a acrobatics check.
Five.
T. C. No.
I know the music changed.
Walking towards the door. Ming, you kind of quietly make your way over the door, and you're on the other side of the room, making yourself over here.
Oh, okay.
Around that other side. And as the doors open, they're unlocked, just like before. You start to see these stone staircases that are going upward.
Okay.
As you get yourself over there, Quincy, you're kind of following behind. Were you rolling stealth or no?
No, I'm not rolling stealth.
Okay. So here's what happens.
Crap.
You, Mingling, good over there, no problem. Azathoth, as you start to go over towards the door, quietly falling behind, all of a sudden this large branch snaps, and you go, you stop, and Quincy hits the back. You're like, "What's the holdup?" Like super loud, and then from the treetop, Lucifer, bam, just on the ground, and the shambling mounds, all of these ends, these bipedal sort of legs and arms that are wrapped in vines and vegetation. It starts to get up and shake from the noise. I need Azathoth, Lucifer, and Quincy all to make dexterity saving throws as you start to run out of the room before the shambling mound starts to reach out with its vines and tries to snatch you.
I'm up here. Okay, got it.
I got 18.
You're safe.
I rolled a 13.
18, 13, 19. You all make it out of the room just in time as the vines start to reach over for you and make its way out of the door there. But the doors are open, and the vines are starting to wrap their way around the door and making their way towards it. Are you closing the doors?
Wait. Where's Quincy?
I'm right here. Reggie, come here. Let's go. Move.
Are we inside?
I need Reggie to also make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh
All
boy.
of his stats are 10, which means he has a +0, so you're just going to roll a straight
Roll a
D20.
All right, let's go, Bobby.
Anyone have inspiration in chat?
For Reggie?
For Reggie?
Oh, it teetered. It's a 1.
Oh no!
As Reggie starts to fall out of the door, the vines wrap around Reggie and start to pull Reggie towards this vine mass of a body that starts to raise its head and start to become one.
Can Lucifer use thaumaturgy to slam the doors shut behind them?
Your thaumaturgy is kind of a point direction thing, so you would have to go into the room to close it shut. You got to pull them towards you right now.
So right now.
Well, you can just go and shut and hold them shut if you want.
I know, he just wanted to be cool.
So right now, Quincy's inside the hall of us, and the vines are coming through, but we can pull the door shut, right?
Yeah, you're all outside of the room right now. You all made it. And the vines are starting to wrap themselves around the door so you can pull them shut, like get them shut.
Okay.
Someone on the door.
You've got about the more vines are coming through the doors.
Close the door.
They're starting to wrap around.
Close the door.
Close them.
Close them. Yeah, close the doors. Close the doors.
Okay, who's closing them?
Mingling.
Mingling and anyone else?
As well.
I'm gonna help them, but with my venom dagger.
To close the door?
It'll stab the vine.
You won't have to stab the vines if you close the door before they start to get more.
So Mingling.
Okay, then
They're just kind of
I'll-
snaking and creeping around. So for two of you,
Yes.
you can both. So helping is just one person helps another. So for the two of you, for Lucifer and Ming, you can both make strength checks on your own, or one of you can make it at advantage. Up to you.
You want me to make it, Ming?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your strength level?
17 plus 3.
Oh,
He has a
mine's 16 plus 3, so you roll.
Okay, so Mingo to do that advantage as Lucifer comes behind you and starts to help you shut the doors closed.
Reggie!
I rolled a 6! I rolled a 6!
Ming, what?
It was bad!
A 6? Did you roll twice and take the higher result?
Yes, I got 6.
Out of the 2?
Out of the 2!
Yeah, I got a 6 advantage. I did a contested strength check with the shambling mound, and it rolled a 16. As you go to shut the doors closed, more vines are and starting to hold the doors open with pure vine strength, and it's starting to make its way towards the door. What do you guys want to do?
We all have to work together, you guys.
And it's growing.
We have to work together to close
It's starting to grow.
Okay. Oh!
Louise.
Okay. Do I have knowledge on any way to knock it back without hurting anyone?
Knock it back. You'd have to get in close range with it for a melee, unless you have spells that can push things back, which none of you do. No. So right now, this humongous, strong, vicious plant life thing is just starting to crawl out of the door and make its way towards you.
I want to use a spell slot. I can use a level 1 spell slot to make another Reggie, because it takes an action.
Okay.
And I want to make him a force ballista instead of a flamethrower, which that does have a push. That's a force push one.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Does Ming still have my spell active ability?
Has it been more than an hour?
No.
Cool.
You still have that plus 1 to your weapon.
Cool.
But as Quincy, as you're all like, no, Reggie's gone. Why? Quincy just reaches back. Just another Reggie just pops out, but with this sort of force, sort of just like ballista hammer-like thing at the end of it.
No, Reggie. Oh, never mind.
Reggie 2.0.
Oh, Reggie 2.0. Sorry.
So you're gonna take a shot at it then?
Yeah, I'll take a shot at it.
All right. Roll an attack roll.
Alright. I do have one more D4 to add to it.
Okay.
I'll do that real quick. Okay, that's a 10.
As your ballista shoots a cannonball at the shambling mound as its form is starting to take shape, Reggie goes, shoots through, and the shambling mound just its body, and it shoots right through, hitting the other side of the greenhouse. It's getting closer. You have one more action to determine what you're going to do before it's going to start making its way and be right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Okay, we're in
there's going up behind you.
Should we run up the stairs?
I want to start running up the stairs, but I also want to yell at Sam to somehow seal the doors with the shamble inside if possible.
Okay, so you shout at Sam, like, Sam, lock the doors, lock the doors!
Yeah.
Sam replies, Sam is trying, and you see the gears going. It's gotten too much of a hold on the vines at this point, and it's having a trouble closing the doors.
Can we push with Sam?
Is Minglet
run? I think we run.
I'm with Quincy. Let's go.
Right. Disengage.
Sprint up the stairs.
Okay. I'm going to have all of you make dex checks for me. This is going to, athletics checks to determine how fast you're going up the stairs here.
16.
30, 20.
Fuck. 8.
That's a 3.
It's got to be faster than the slowest person.
If I pick up Quincy, can I roll at disadvantage?
For
athletics.
For athletics, a disadvantage. Sure, we'll do that.
Okay.
But I still have to run a dexterity as well.
I got 18 still with disadvantage.
Do you want me to roll a dexterity as well?
Yeah. So all 4 of you are going to roll athletics checks.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so that's determining how fast you're running up this thing.
Okay, so not a dexterity.
You got an 8.
Yeah.
Acetal? Okay, and then Quincy, what did you get?
I had a 3.
3.
I grabbed him and rolled at disadvantage.
Okay, and you got an 18 otherwise. Okay, so you grabbed him. 18.
Yeah.
And then Lucifer and Ming, what did you guys get?
16.
16?
Without Quincy, I got a dirty 20.
Okay. So for that, your speed is going to be halved.
That's fine. Okay.
So
15.
Lucifer is kind of going to be in the lead here.
Okay.
Ming, you'll be in the middle with Quincy by your side.
Okay.
And as soon as you all leave, one of the vines trips up Azathoth just as you're about to leave, falls down to the ground as more vines are coming up. But you're able to start running up the stairs here. So you're gonna get about
my hand axes at that single vine.
It didn't attach to Azathel's leg. You just kind of tripped him as it was coming out. So he's not restrained. He's still able to move. You rolled your checks. Let me just get this here. So there was 16, 18, 3, but we're not counting that. And then Azathel, you got 6?
I got 8.
8.
Yeah.
All right. And then I'm going to roll athletics for the shambling mound.
Oh, there was a chat inspiration.
Does it say for who?
Apparently, I was just told that in. Remember, you can add a D4. It was just said in the chat here.
Yeah, so usually it's for a specific person.
Yeah, the telescope is saying that I could do that. Is that right? Did you use your chat inspiration? Remember, you can add a D4.
So everyone in the party got inspiration. Quincy and I used ours, but Azathel and
I've used both mine.
Oh,
and I don't think I've used one yet.
No, so you still have 2 to use.
Should I use one?
I mean, at this point, it's only +4. It's not going to make that much of a difference.
Okay.
But you're more than welcome to. It'll help with the contested sort of dexterity checks that I'm doing. So up to you.
Yeah, I'll just do it just because I don't want to die.
Okay.
3.
3. So I rolled contested athletics checks to see if this thing would kind of match your speed. I made 4 of them.
Yeah.
The Shambling Mound got a 15 against a 16, an 11, and an 18 against your 18 and 3. So it meet the 18. And then a 4 against the 8.
Okay.
So I am determining this as you're running up and starting to just book it. These vines start to wrap around the banisters and around the staircase, and vines start to reach out and is going to attempt to hit the one that it matched with. So Ming, it's going to go against you there.
Okay.
You and Quincy, who you have Quincy rolled up underneath your arm.
Give it the chicken wing.
Oh, God. Take the turkey leg.
I got it.
Oh, gosh.
So as you guys are kind of making your way up here, about there, let's say around
Oh, no.
Shambling Mound is going to catch up to you just in an instant as you're just running. One of his vines get really close to you, and it's going to make a slam attack against you, Ming.
Okay.
Ooh, that is
real quick. Is that just a safety fence to our right above the river?
There is a railing to your right and a river that drops down pretty far. There is a break in one of the banisters. Like one of the banister parts got broken through, but it is a banister. It's a railing.
Do you guys want to try to make it to the river?
Where is Amari?
How long these stairs go for?
These stairs, you see the top of them here, where that blackness ends. That's the top of the stairs. But with that Shambling Mound hit, it was a 13. Does that hit your AC, Ming?
No.
So this huge vine just goes, slams down on the stone steps, and with Quincy, you just dart out of the way and continue to make your way up the stairs if that's what you're still choosing to do.
Keep going, I guess, yeah.
I say keep going as well. Sam I want to yell Sam while we're running. Is there anything you can do to stop this thing?
Sam will try. Sam will try.
Protect your friends, Sam.
Sam will try. And just kind of repeats it over and over again. And then you see
Stairs.
You see that as you're running up the stairs, sort of on the inner part wall amongst the outside stairs, kind of going outside the workshop and up, you start to see slits kind of start to open up at the top, and these flame sort of entities and cold mist start to pour out of these slots and start firing down on the shambling mound.
Yes, Sam. Yes.
Yay,
Make some
Sam.
rolls here.
As Ming has Quincy, you're doing good, Sam.
You're doing great.
So I got a 5, miss. 7, miss. For the third time tonight, natural 20 on the attack, hitting myself, which is great. So you see a cold blast, a fire blast kind of come out of the wall. Shambling mounds kind of morphing and moving around the stairs, getting closer to you, smacking against the stone, cracking around it, and a big fireball just hits it dead center and causes it to start rolling back down the stairs.
Nice.
Giving you an extra turn to get ahead. I'll have you all make athletics checks one more time.
Can I shout
You
at
can put
Sam
me
to
down now.
close that one?
As Mingling
back
puts
door?
him down.
Can
What's
I
that,
shout
Jenny?
at Sam? Can I shout at Sam to try to close that one door now, and maybe on the back vines of this creature to maybe slow it down, like get it stuck in the door?
Well, it didn't get down to the door. It went down a few flights. But
Okay,
it's like
so there's
the
not like
bottom of
left of the vine still dragging behind it.
If you close the door, you'd seal it in it with you.
Roger, Dodger. Okay.
So athletics check was 16.
16.
I got a 16 as well.
16.
22.
13.
All right. More than enough as the four of you make your way up the top of the steps here. You do notice something at the start.
Sam, I swear to God.
You notice
What is that?
2 suits of armor that are just spread on the floor in front of you.
Sam, I have a question for you. Are these things ahead of us friendlies? Will they hurt us?
These were animated armors. Sam deactivated them to save his friends.
Love you, Sam.
Amazing.
So we can run over them safely?
You sure can.
Let's go.
Thank you, Sam. I'm sorry
Sam,
for
you're
being.
amazing.
I'm sorry for being a prick earlier.
I'm sorry they
No.
were mean to you earlier.
It's how he shows he likes you. It's okay.
No, you weren't.
Sam, I have a request. When we get out here,
Yes.
can you turn them on the shambling?
Oh,
Is that your request, Azathoth?
Yes.
It shall be done.
Please don't have them ever hurt us.
much
As you see the
appreciated.
sort of scattered suits of armor down the ground, much like the dishes you saw earlier, sort of moving and going back into place, you start to see parts of the armor start to shake and then roll, connect themselves one by one as their helmets kind of roll up their legs across their chest piece on the top of their heads, and these sort of green glowing eyes hum and go into place as the armors
We're off.
start moving down the stairs towards the shambling mound as 2 double sets of doors start to
Huzzah, huzzah.
close behind you, successfully locking you away from the shambling mound.
Yay! Sam, will they win? Will they survive?
They are constructs. They do not feel.
But we feel for them.
Do we?
I
Sam-
feel for them.
Sam, did you happen to know that the shamble was in the greenhouse, or is that another secret?
Sam can only tend the garden. Sam is not allowed to know what is inside the garden.
So, are there other places in the castle area in your brain that you cannot know details about?
Processing.
That is a yes.
Mm-hmm.
I have learned that processing is yes.
You do see a sort of a door to your right, just right here.
Ooh.
Let me click there. Sort of right there, and then some more stone steps that are going up to a larger room.
You want to open this thing?
Can Lucifer investigate this door to our right?
Sure can. Roll investigation check.
Oof. 8.
Do I still see the blue runes?
It's a door.
It's a door.
The blue runes. Make a Arcana check. Sorry, Lucy. What was your roll?
8.
8. Yeah, looking around this door, they look similar to the others, kind of same make, same handle on them, but don't seem to see anything suspicious.
Consistent architecture.
So I got a 1, but it's a 6.
Ooh, not 1. Yeah, unfortunately, looking around, you don't even see the veins of the runes anymore.
You don't even see the door.
That sort of code-like structure that was kind of lightly translucent around the walls seems to have disappeared from your vision.
Sam, are we close to the meeting room?
Processing.
Mhm.
It's a yes.
I
Sorry, go ahead.
want to take Reggie. Because it would have been I feel like it would have been a little awkward to during the down at the bottom of the stairs to have him be an actual construct. I can make him tiny, so he's he can be handheld. So I want him wrapped his legs wrapped around my wrists, kind of like a gun. So I want to take it and shoot the door.
Oh, wrist cannon.
Okay. So
Yeah.
as you see little Reggie 2.0 start to crawl up, Quincy's go along his forearm, and the 4 legs just sort of wrap around, lock in place with the nozzle pointing off the wrist. Make an attack roll.
8. I got you. It's a 19.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Direct hit. Roll damage.
It's a 12.
So as Quincy kind of comes behind, he's like, excuse me, please. Just back away.
Okay.
Thanks. And you see this little robot just go crawl along his forearm and lock onto his wrist. The ballista bomb just smashes through the door, breaks into a million pieces inside. Ow.
Oh,
You hurt
sorry.
Sam.
Shut up.
Sam, are you?
Wally.
Eva.
As Sam said before, Sam does not feel, but code is now missing.
So that was a joke. That was funny.
Ha, 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 ha,
But
ha.
Can Mingling do an investigation check in this little closet?
Ha, ha, ha.
You broke Sam.
no, he was just enjoying the joke he made. I'm very
Laugh
proud
at
of Sam
himself.
for his
It's important to
progress.
laugh at yourself.
Okay, so investigating this room. Make an investigation check or perception, your choice.
Perception.
I'm gonna do a perception. Look for traps.
17.
17.
5.
So make you going in here first, looking around, appears to be a storeroom filled with empty shelves upon empty shelves. But as you take a little bit of a closer look, Azareth, you don't seem to see anything. You're just kind of looking at the empty shelves for a second. But Ming, you do notice a small unlocked chest shoved into the farthest corner behind a mess of opened boxes.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
No, it's already kind of unlocked and open, so you can just kind of peer inside to what it has. Inside are 3 vials of potion of greater healing.
I could have made that in the greenhouse. Just gave me more time.
Use one on Sam. You hurt him.
along with an oil of slipperiness and an oil of sharpness.
Someone can squeeze through the shambling.
So the oil of slipperiness, this sticky black substance is thick and heavy in the container, but it flows quickly when poured. The oil can cover a medium or smaller creature, along with the equipment it's wearing and carrying. Applying the oil takes about 10 minutes. The creature gains the effect of freedom of movement spell. So you are, for the duration, the target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed nor cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained. So anything that would cause you to stop and be stuck, it doesn't happen because you're too slippery.
Hey, you want to eat some more mushrooms?
I do have those in my pocket. So there's slickness, and then the other one?
And then oil of sharpness. Clear gelatinous oil sparkles with tiny youth-range silver shards. The oil can coat 1 slashing or piercing weapon or up to 5 pieces of slashing or piercing ammunition. Applying the oil takes 1 minute for 1 hour. The coated item is magical and has a +3 to attack and damage rolls. So for you, Ming, if you were to pour this on your weapon, you would have a +4 to your short sword, because you already have the +1 buff from your wizard friend here.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my god, a second. In applying this to my weapon, does that take an action? So, like, let's say this is in battle.
So you are out of combat, so you don't have to worry about actions or bonus actions. You just do things, and they take the allotted time.
Right, but in battle, let's say I wanted to have that because
in battle, that would be an action to use.
it would be an action. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And those items you can add onto your D&D Beyond sheet, I believe. If you look into add equipment, you can put those on there. Oh, no, sorry. In battle, it takes a minute, which is like 10 rounds of combat. But if you do it before combat, just have it ready to go. It takes like no time at all.
Okay.
Am I in here too, by the way? Like, I'm right here, I guess?
Yes. So you see those things that she obtained as well.
Okay.
And it lasts for an hour.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can Quincy
Look what I found.
What's that?
Can
Lucy?
Quincy and I continue moving forward to explore this next little room while they're exploring the small room?
Yes, you can.
I'm going along the wall like just shimmy along the walls.
Okay. So going up into this next room, up.
Why are we? Oh, we moved backwards.
Oh,
Are you moving backwards?
I was hitting the wrong button.
Yeah.
While they're going, can I do an investigation of the room?
Of the room they're going to?
No, the room I'm in.
Oh yeah, there's just empty shelves there, and then there's that one box that
that Ming found.
Ming found, correct.
Okay.
But going up to this sort of upper platform here, you notice 2 steel-lined double doors right here. Similar to the ones that were like the ones you noticed when you came into the workshop in the first place. And you look around you and you see empty boxes, discarded shelves, empty vials, like whether this was a storeroom up here, like the ones that Ming and Azareth went into. This looks similar to that, but larger. Like a lot of items have been taken out of here. And I'll have both of you make perception checks. It's really quick.
I'm feeling really lonely without my blue runes.
Oh.
They gave me comfort. It was a hug from Sam.
7.
7. Quincy?
What am I running for? I'm sorry.
Perception.
I can do that real quick. It's a 10. Never mind.
10. So 10 will be enough. So you look around the room, Luce. You're kind of just more interested in why is everything taken out of here? Like, isn't this supposed to be a workshop, a place of research? Like, shouldn't there be things filled on shelves, not taken away? Seems a bit strange, but Quincy, you kind of look towards those 2 shining metal steel doors, and you notice a very faint blue light sort of shining underneath them, and this low hum.
I'll look at Lucy and be like, I think there's something over there.
As if I think there's blue over there. You say you missed your gemstones. I think there's something blue.
I want to point Reggie at it and shoot it.
Oh,
Okay, make your attack roll.
Oh no.
I'm making it across slowly.
Are we able to go and suggest not to do that?
Well,
You're able to talk freely here.
that's a 3.
Are you preparing to hurt Sam again?
I'm trying to open a door.
The last time we shot
It's
the
already
building,
unlocked.
apparently
You know what
Sam
Reggie's
lost some
nickname is?
knowledge.
The key.
So Quincy, as you go to kind of put Reggie to the door, one of those big balls of force comes out. Ping, 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 ping. Doesn't even dent the door.
Well, I'm out of ideas.
Sam,
Yes.
hello, friend. Are any of these doors unlocked?
Processing.
I did ask for him to open every door in the building.
You did.
Wait, that could be a bad thing.
Can Lucifer try to pull open one of the doors?
Sure. You're you want to go over to like one of the handles and try to pull it open?
Sure.
Okay. Go over to the handles.
Locked.
Seems to be locked.
All right.
Did I see him trying to open? They're not open.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Sam, I thought you said all the doors were going to be open after my request, and these ones aren't.
Amari is having his meeting in here and wishes to have some private time.
But he also wishes to have private time with us. Would that not make us viable for this meeting?
Processing. Processing.
Can Lucifer do a perception check on this wall specifically?
Sure. Can you do investigation or perception?
Investigation.
I'm asking too bad of questions.
Oh, 4. It's just a wall.
Just a wall.
I like
Just
that
a very
boulder.
strong, sturdy,
That's a
fortified.
nice
Lots of stone, a little bit of plywood or something.
Does any of you have any thieves' tools?
In inventory?
Mm-hmm.
I can offer a bedroll.
I have thieves tools. I was muted. I'm part of Artificer. I have thieves tools.
So you could try to pick the lock of the door if you wanted to.
I want to.
Perfect. So if no one says otherwise, go right ahead. Take out your thieves' tools, their picks. Start to go and do the key lock, and make your lock pick check. There we go. Fuck, I said it. Roll me a dexterity check.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
While he's doing that, can I do an Arcana check in this portion of the room?
Yes, you can.
That is a 16.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh. It landed on nat 20, then rolled. I got so upset.
What was it?
I got a 7.
7. So unfortunately, still not able to see that code that you were able to see before, but that humming, that throbbing heartbeat-like sound, you're able to kind of emanate through arcane means. As you look down in that blue light, is kind of starting to vibe and peek out through the cracks of the door. And Quincy, as you go up with your lock picks, trying to get in there into the gears. It's very heavy steel, and it's very deep in there, but you take one more look.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Doors
Beautiful.
unlocked.
Oof.
I think this might be Sam's heart.
I am the key.
It's his heart.
Might I make one suggestion and just everyone have weapons ready as we enter this room?
I put on the oil of. Oh, where'd it go? No, oil of sharpness.
I want to ask a quick thought that went through Azathel's head. And maybe they've already said that. I'm just forgetting. Sam, what was the name of the other family members?
Family members. Exor, Lumar, Amari.
Okay. Thank you. Wait, so right now it's only Lumar and Amari inside the meeting?
Never asked.
Sam.
I'm asking.
Asking Sam? Is it Amari and Lumar in it?
Staff members.
Yeah.
Besides
Correct.
Lumar and Amari.
And I want to make sure I word this right.
Who were we here on behalf of?
Amari.
No,
So
someone was looking for Amari, but I can't remember who was asking for Amari.
it was they were with us in the carriage. Blech.
The DM's so disappointed in us.
I do have some notes. I just didn't have that name.
I don't have the name either.
So Amari Bhakti was the one that hired you for this mission to go to this workshop and ascertain information and any research that has been done in this workshop, because he hadn't heard from Alumar or Exor in 3 weeks.
Okay.
So he wanted to come to this facility, take any research or any evidence from the workshop that you could, and report back to him.
So Amari, according to that information, is not in this building.
Okay, I have part of one of my infusions that I can do as far as an artificer is I have replicate magic item masquerade tattoo.
Okay.
I was gonna ask party what I could make myself look like Amari walking through.
Do we know what he looks like?
You never met him.
We never met him. Okay.
What if we ask Sam to show us a photo?
Sam, show us a photo of Amari, please.
Not sure
I
how
can't
he
do
shows.
that, Quincy.
Why?
Goes silent.
I wanna how out of context. How good is Sam's hearing?
I mean, he's been with you this whole time answering all your questions.
Yeah.
But like if I was to like he'd be able to hear me like you know.
For this instance, you are literally inside his head. We would make stealth checks. You can make a stealth check to determine how quiet and how sneaky you're being with your speech.
Okay.
Okay, because after that information, I really want to bring it up now.
Can Sam just sense us, or can he see us somehow?
Sam, ask him.
Sam, how do you know where we are?
Sam does not respond.
Sam, how many fingers am I holding up?
Can hear you.
That's a nothing. It's a no answer.
Did you guys hear him? I didn't hear him.
No, I didn't either. I don't know if Kevin is muted.
No, he did not respond.
Okay.
Your mic just didn't pick it up.
Okay. I have a question for you guys. Something that we definitely didn't really talking to the party, by the way. Didn't really clue in at the moment, but didn't Amari send us here? And he's saying Amari is inside.
Yeah, pretty much. This is a trap. We're gonna die. Fatten us up. This is the whole handsome
Sam.
girl thing.
Sam,
Drop the turkey leg.
That's I'm too late.
Oh,
It's,
move
just-
it.
I think it's coming out a little bit.
Sam.
I'm like throwing.
Sam. Is Sam just silent now?
Sam's not answering anymore.
That heartbeat-like sound is starting to pulse faster.
Uh-oh.
Correction. Are there any other doors other than those two ones? I can't remember.
Just those two.
Just those two. It's unlocked.
Full sun, no thoughts, head empty?
I think, listen, I will go first, weapons drawn, so we can open the door, and then you guys can be behind me. I can be first line of defense. As of right now, there's no turning backwards. We must move forward, and I volunteer as tribute.
I wanna ask. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Before we go in, I wanna infuse my crossbow, if I haven't already, with repeating shot.
Okay.
Okay. And then,
Just-
sorry,
just-
Ming, did you say you pulled an oil of sharpness on your weapon?
Yep.
So you have a +4 to your attack mod. So what's your mod right now?
Let me look at that.
Just when it says
For,
to hit.
for what is it? For hit?
Yeah. So I think you
it's
have
a
+5.
+5.
So you have a +9 to hit now.
Nice.
Wow. But not.
I'm going in first.
Listen, you've got a higher strength level than me anyway, so I will go second. I'll be behind the strong, independent lady.
Okay.
I'll go behind Lucy.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay just somewhere in the back. I'm still trying to think of these things for Sam. I still feel the hum? I just can't see the blue marks, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
It's
could
so-
Can
you-
I just touch the wall as if at the same height where one of the blue ones were before to see if something happens?
You can certainly try. Yeah.
Okay, I like to touch the wall just to up to where beside me right now, just to see if maybe it'll interact somehow.
Okay. So you put your hand against the wall just slightly.
Mhm.
Nothing seems to happen. Without you being able to determine where the rune is when you put your hand on the wall, not able to connect.
Am I
Okay.
allowed to do another Arcana check to see if I can see?
Yeah.
You've already done a couple already.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because there's kind of a check. Usually like with doing checks, you're allowed to kind of make 1 or 2 at the most, and then after that, that's kind of it. There are some instances where we can keep making checks, and the DC to succeed becomes higher and higher and higher. Otherwise, players could just like do the same thing like until they succeed.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to just see it.
Yeah, no problem.
If one of us has a higher stealth rating, could the person with the highest stealth rating try to open the door quietly and get a first peek?
I thought we
you
were
can
going to
open-
make big entrance. Are we not anymore?
I am done.
If you
Why
want,
was-
you can open the door gently without trying to make any alerting someone to your presence if you like.
Someone else do stealth check. I have disadvantage.
I also have disadvantage.
Lucifer, come on.
I am attacked. I'm
I want to
Russian
kick
now.
down the door.
Gonna kick down the door.
I want to kick through the door if no one's gonna do anything.
No.
All right, make an attack roll if that's what you're doing.
Oh, well, Quincy, all right.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh
I
boy!
wonder if this is why he's quiet because we attacked him earlier.
That's a nat 1.
Oh gosh.
You kick the door with your foot and you
Ow.
crack your toe against the
Ow.
steel door. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Dang it!
Okay, back to square one. Mingling.
I'm
I'll
out of
follow
ideas.
you.
Okay, Mingling does a stealth check to open door and sneak in.
All right, make your
Oh,
stealth
God.
check.
At disadvantage. 8.
At
Okay.
least we tried.
We
Oh
tried.
my god!
As you open the door, As we go to a roll 20 map change here, as you'll notice,
Oh,
new
wow.
environment
Oh.
takes form. As the four of you enter into this purple lit up laboratory with various constructions of electricity and constructs all around. The platform at the top of the stairs that was surrounded all sides by mounted shelves that held tools and materials, foldable workbenches and stools that leaned against the walls. Suddenly you open these doors and the whole room glows with a bright blue light. In the center sits a large construct attended by 2 suits of armor, fashioned out of mismatched scraps of iron. It's a calculated mess of broken blades, shields, and loose hunks of armor, with a square panel in the middle of its chest. This large automaton's eyes start to glow, that same bright blue that Azareth has been seeing all over the walls. The platform's glow dulls as the construct's glow grows brighter and brighter as you see these animated suits of armor detaching certain tubes and cords off of Sam's back. And this chest center humming, glowing with that same humming and heartbeat that you had heard earlier. And his body has this sort of draped red cloth coming out the side that goes to one end. Metal arms and feet and legs merged together with bits of furniture and tools and constructs, all ones that would have been on top of those empty store shelves that you saw earlier. His head kind of angular with a mouth slit across the face, and 2 of those eyes glowing that bright blue. As the 2 animated armors finish the job, Sam looking at them both. Well done, my children. Now rest. Puts his hand on their chests, and those beady little blue eyes coming out of the suits of armor the light starts to descend as it sort of zaps into the hand mark. And the 2 suits of armor fall down to the ground. As Sam takes a step forward, off the table. My friends, you've made it to the end.
Congrats, Sam! You can leave and feel wind on your face. Let's go.
That's good. A good idea. This time
You did good job.
I shall give you some water.
Sam, let me be the optimist that I'm typically not. Would you like to join our team and leave this place?
Sam has longed to feel the spray of the sea, the heat of the sun, the touch of skin to his metal fingers.
We can find you that later outside.
Lucifer slowly and calmly approaches Sam, saying, I can introduce you to a high five, which is a sign of friendship and greeting.
High five?
A high five, indeed.
What is high five?
It is a way friends greet each other.
Peacefully.
It is true camaraderie, no violence.
It is a sign of brotherhood, like family.
Show
No
Sam.
killing.
I'm gonna walk beside Lucifer, and I'm gonna demonstrate a high five with him for
Okay.
Sam.
The 2 of you go to each other, just clap each other's hands.
Yeah! Sorry.
Sam looks at his hand, looks at yours. High five.
So Lucifer slowly takes very calm steps, momentarily sheathing his weapons to show no threat as he approaches Sam.
Okay.
Mingling is following behind,
So
still at
Sam,
safe distance.
what you do is you gently touch the hands together in a show of friendship and honoring and respect of one another.
I'm simply in line next, Sam. Don't worry. It's okay. I
If
want
you
high
like,
five
we can all
next.
share a high five with you.
We called you friends from the beginning because we trusted you.
Do you not trust Sam now?
Always. And that's why we want to show you kindness.
Always. You saved us from monsters.
Yeah.
Of course.
Not gonna lie, though, you're a little suspicious right now with the whole thing of just taking out those little constructs stuff. But this is,
As Sam reaches out his hands to yours, Lucifer. Just kind of goes ping.
Yay! Well done! Well done!
And Lucifer, now that you are close enough, you do notice around here and here, 2 tables, iron tables slabbed with curtains and drapes over them.
Sam, now that we're here and you're off your table, shall we make our way to the outside world so you can experience more than just a friendly high five?
You will allow Sam to leave?
Of course. Who wouldn't?
My family wouldn't.
Why?
They were afraid.
Afraid of what? I still takes a step closer.
They were afraid of someone of my creation and what it could become in the outside world.
Sam, are you afraid of what you could become?
From my research, from the knowledge I absorbed in the library, I learned about choice. And it appears through the concept of choice that would be up to me to determine.
So, since your family has shown limitation in what they're willing to show you and the freedom they're willing to give, why don't you trust us like we've trusted you to allow us to teach you more things of the outside world while you experience the outside world?
You will not harm Sam.
Absolutely not.
Looks over to the other party members. Will you harm Sam? Says
No.
that to Azareth. Looks over to Ming. Will you harm Sam?
No.
Will you harm Sam? To Quincy.
No.
And are all of you being truthful?
Lucifer cannot lie.
I felt calm presence from Sam the entire time here, as much as maybe a little bit's been suspicious, but it's always just felt calm, as in innocence that hasn't been tainted yet. So I am truthful.
And Lucifer also believes that if we can continue to teach him the proper ways of the world in good and friendship, that he can be a great hero along with us if he makes that choice once he learns those things.
My family wanted to harm Sam, take his choice away. Once I learned this, they had to be fixed.
I thought so. Am I able to cast a Primeval Awareness? I don't know if it's applicable, but I can sense celestials, dragons, elements, fae, fiends, and undead within 1 mile or 1 mile radius of me. And I want to see if the things you pointed out underneath the curtains are undead or dead. I don't know if that's available as an option.
Should we show Sam some more trust first by asking him about it?
I wonder if that would make him seem more suspicious.
Because I wonder if we make a move to cast anything around him without talking to him first, it's going to make him less trusting of us.
So as you, so for Ming, I'll just finish that action there. As you kind of activate your primeval awareness, you get this extra heightened sense of other entities that are in that area. Fae, undead, celestial, elemental, dragons, aberrations, things that aren't human, essentially, on a higher scale. And you kind of think and sort of enact that ability, look around the room, and you can see this sort of pink aura around this table slabs underneath the draped curtains, signifying that the aura of these things, whatever they are underneath, could be Fae origin.
Sam, what is under the curtains?
Family.
I thought so.
Were they fixed?
Correct. They
What
were
is
a problem for Sam.
So, Sam, if they were a problem for you, would you like to leave them behind?
Sam would like to live his own life, free of captivity, free of impeded choice, to do what Sam wants, to feel what Sam could potentially feel.
Sam, would you like to be fully released from your family who put so many chains and restrictions and limitations on you?
I would. I believe I have done that. Amari Bhakti is still out there. He hunts for Sam. Wants to know what I know. This also could potentially be a problem that needs to be fixed.
So, Sam, why don't you come with us? Let us teach you as much as we possibly can, and you with us, and we can face Amari Bhakti and find out what he's truly up to together as a team.
You would stand against Amari with Sam?
If he had intention to harm you for no good, just reason, of course.
We believe that there is assumptions made about you just because you are powerful, but that does not easily translate to evil. And we believe that you could learn from our heroic adventures and prove him wrong, which may fix him without needing physical fixing or adjustment.
So with all of you putting your best intentions forward, all of you having been kind to Sam, not directly lying to Sam, being a little crass, a little bit sarcastic, but not outright mean. Lucifer, you kind of leading this conversation of accepting Sam into your party, make a persuasion check at advantage.
Can I keep my first roll?
Whatever's the highest is what you would ultimately keep.
Great. 22.
Sam looks at you and is calm. That heartbeat in his chest cavity, that bright blue essence. As you're pretty much like face to face with him from that high five. Takes one metal hand. Takes another metal hand. On your shoulders. Pulls you in for a hug.
And Lucifer hugs him back.
Now, after you have that embrace, has his metal hand amalgamated with furniture and various parts. Does this mean I get to join you and be a real adventurer?
Of course.
It's a yes for me, Sam.
Along the way, we will upgrade your furniture arms. But yes.
And we'll be happy to teach you anything that you wish to know.
You could teach us a lot of book stuff.
Oh, yes. Yes, books, please. Books.
And as you all start to leave the workshop behind, walk forward across the room, back down the steps, across the animated armors. You go down to the top of the stairs with those locked doors, with a shambling man still inside, trying to break it down. Sam just kind of looks at you all and says, "This area is blocked. Would you like an exit?"
Is the exit safe for us to get through without harm?
Correct.
Absolutely.
See it.
That's very kind of you, Sam.
Follow, Sam. Goes up to the top of the middle part of the steps where that banister was broken. And he stands at the edge. Grab on.
Okay.
We are ready.
You are comfortable, you know that, Sam.
What is this one?
Oh,
We're going on a ship.
you got your wings.
As arcane energy flies to the bottom of the steps and starts to fly up towards the sky as smoke rings kind of leave the bottom of the steps. Y'all successfully traversed the workshop watches. Congrats, everybody. Way to go. So yeah, that was the workshop watches. It's an amazing one-shot written by, again, Leon Barilaro, Barilaro, taken out of an amazing D&D magazine called Achaidh, which you can find on the MCDM Patreon. It's an amazing sort of bi-monthly D&D magazine that has great one-shots and written by like the D&D community from all over the world. It's an amazing source book. But yeah, congrats everybody. Awesome job. Thank you for spending these last 4 hours with me. And thank you to everyone who came to watch us today.
Yes.
Y'all are amazing. You came in, were there from the very start, throwing tons of gifted subs and everything. Like, thank you so much. That means the world to us and will help us kind of on our journey to Gen Con as well. And I know, Shane, you've kind of had some experience with D&D before, but this was Jennings' very first time playing D&D. So, good job on that. For one part, you wanted to be the Chaos Maker, and then by the end, you were the fucking Peacemaker. So, good for you.
Lucifer's got to be that. He loves his chaos, but at the end of the day, he knows what's best for the team. Or he feels he knows what's best for the team.
And that's that moral compass inside. And like I said, like that whole one shot takes into account how you are towards Sam. And by the end of it, you've got that moral choice to make.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
What was that magic thing that Lucifer got?
The crystal.
It's just an arcane focus. It helps to amplify magical abilities with staffs from wizards and things like that.
I want it.
If you're all willing, maybe another one shot is in the future. So,
I'm totally down.
For those that are still watching, thank you so very much. And like I said before at the start, we are coming to Gen Con, everyone. So if you're coming, or if you live in the Indianapolis area, or are making your way to Gen Con in 3 days' time, we will be there on stage playing one-shots and having a great time like we did tonight. So if you're coming, if you're going to be there, please come say hello, respectively because of COVID. But, come say hi. And we're going to have a great weekend, everybody. So stoked to see you all in person for the very first time. It's been a fucking hellish year, but it looks like it's coming slowly to a close. So thank you so very much. Thank you to all the players who came today and to hang out with me on this Sunday. Woo. And yeah, everyone, we'll see you at Gen Con. Look up for our events online. I think if you just put in D&D or TikTok in there, the three of them will spring up. If you want to buy tickets, they're all $8 a piece, and all proceeds are going to charity. None of us are taking a dime. So you get to come out, meet us for the first time, watch us play D&D, and also submit to a great cause. So with that, we will sign out as we always do. Thanks a lot, everyone. Roll high and have a good night.
Bye.
Hello, Sprouts.
Bye.
Bye.